ハンドマイクです。いかがでしょうか。こちらハンドマイクで喋っております。いかがでしょうか。こちらハンドマイクで喋っております。はい、こちらハンドマイクで喋っております。いかがでしょうか。こちらハンドマイクで喋っております。口元ベタです。チェックワンツーワンツー。チェックワンツー。チェックワンツー。
冬の運転心配ね。あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
革新のカーボンベゼル、Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. EO RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮。チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティー
The brightness,
called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスガードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
Moti. The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valentine.
Good morning, everybody all around the world here. Welcome to the G-SHOCK Presents Formula Drift Japan Round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo in the Miyagi Prefecture. We're here for the top 32 competition tandem battles. I'm going to be your host, Kenny Harris. Alongside me is Robbie Nishida.
How you guys doing? And welcome back to another round of Formula Drift Japan. I know you watch it from all over the place. Good morning, hello, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, I guess.
I wouldn't say good night because we want to stay
night.
awake.
Yeah, we're still going to go, yeah. So.
But yes, appreciate you all out there tuning into us here for the top 32 battle. Unfortunately, it did rain. It's still kind of drizzling a little, and we're getting some practice in so they can understand the track and get a better familiarization of it. But hey, before we get into all that, let's go ahead and introduce the other half we got going on down there. So we have Tom Saiba at the other end that's doing the Japanese side of the house YouTube channel. So go check him out, give him some love, give him a chat saying, hey, what's up? But we also have Yoichi Imamura down there going to be judging. You all seen him before if you tuned in before. So you have Yoichi Imamura, and then alongside him for our third judge is going to be far, far away in the United States. It's going to be Ryan Lontaine. see if we can get him on screen for y'all.
Yeah. Make sure
There
you
he
have a shirt.
is.
Dude, this looks like an album photo. Everything's
does.
so dark, man. Hey, I know it's super early in the morning or late at night.
Yeah, late at night. Late at night.
It's late at night. So
I don't think it's too late actually. I think it's like what 7:30
Yeah.
around there in the evening. He
yeah.
got cut off.
But hi, Ryan, and we miss you. Japan misses you. Japan wants you to be back as soon as possible, alongside with Ryan Sage and Kevin Wells and all the FD guys. We all miss you out there, and thanks for tuning in.
And also, it just kind of popped off. You have Josh Brown right here. He's going to be helping out Ryan with everything, being the man here, dealing with all the scores and stuff for Ryan, plugging them in for him.
And also for this live stream, we're going to have a live interview going on in the pits. And our beautiful Marina is going to be doing it for us. So, Marina-chan.
Morning, everyone. Marina is going to interview the driver as a pit reporter again. And as you know, yesterday's qualifying session was much excited, so I cannot expect who will win this race. Let's see together. And now I'm in here, and I'm going to interview Andrew Gray. Hi, Andy.
Hi, morning. How you doing?
2 days before, you didn't come to practice driving in here. So I have some great news. You had a baby, right?
That's right. Well, me and my beautiful wife, Tokyo, is still recovering in hospital with baby son.
Oh, really?
Jamie-kun. Yeah, I'm overjoyed with that, but it was a bit of a tight squeeze. We weren't going to actually do but all the ducks were in a row for me to actually come up here. The team done really well prepping the car, and we jumped up here on Saturday, got 6 laps in the dry and qualified 4th. So yeah, I was happy with the day's work. But yeah, I dedicated the 4th position to my wife and my news because they were doing all the hard work.
Congratulations. I saw your another child. He's super cute, like an angel.
That's little Finley, yeah. He that's my number 1 son, and because Mom's away producing number 2, I have to look after number 1, Andrew. So it's a bit of stress on the team because he's a handful, but
so you have to wait for your new puppy, right?
That's right, for them. Even my mother-in-law suffering quarantine right now in Tokyo. So shout out to all the family back together and have a nice barbecue next week.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck. Bye.
ということで、こちらのアンドリュー選手、実はですね、練習走行つい先日あったんだけれども、そちらに参加なくてですね、その理由、新しくベイビーがしたということで、家族のためにぜひ思います。See you guys.
Thank you, Marina. So yeah, great news from the Gray family. They just had a baby. Congratulations, and his wife Emily must be watching this as well. So congratulations. It's always good to hear great news within this, horrible pandemic.
And with this community, this drift community is really tight knit. So yeah, sorry about the whole lagginess. I know you guys are kind of commenting a little bit about that. Yeah, we had a little bit of, we're out in the middle of Miyagi Prefecture. This thing's in the middle of the mountains. Check out the scenery. You can see in the distance, there's not a city around. So, we have to deal with the situations and roll with the punches, but we are glad that you guys are here checking us out on the live stream.
Yeah, so look at over there where the Dunlop sign is. Like I was saying yesterday, it's like the end of the world. But let's go ahead and check out the qualify from yesterday. The top 10 drivers of yesterday's qualify. These guys did a great job. I mean, I was super excited. My voice is already kind of shot from yesterday, so I want to go ahead and read off those 10 guys starting at top 10.
Let's check these guys out. Here you go. Qualifying 10th is going to be Triple Eight Kenji Imamida. He did an amazing job in his S15, powered by an S4.
You know what? I like this right here. Flick. Oh man. Sure. Okay, this is car number 73, Ikuo Saito. He's in his JZX 100 Chaser. He's kind of a veteran and not a new face in this FDJ community.
Coming up in 8th place is going to be 448 Yoshiya Esaki right here. Also another SR powered S14 or S15. Amazing job. Definitely handled the big track.
Yeah, even with small horsepower. Right here, a car change by Kazumi Takahashi, usually driving the Eurofighter. This time he's here with a super lightweight JZX 100 Mark II. Did a great job for the qualifier yesterday.
Coming up next is going to be Number 5, Tomoki Tanaka right here, coming in 6th place. Did a phenomenal job filling those zones. See what I have to do with it out in this rainy condition, see if he can handle it.
Yeah, and this guy had a 0 on his first run, but his second run he nailed it. He got 4th. He's 5th place in the ranking, or for the qualify. Takatoshi Imamida. Great job by Imamida. It was an exciting run.
Going up here in 4th place, one and only number 100, Andrew Gray, in his beautiful RC build. His team did an amazing job, but I'm glad he was able to make it out here, and congratulations to his family.
Yeah, he just had a baby, so I know he's going to go for the win.
He is.
And right there, finally getting the car together. This guy's been driving this car for about a year or so, but Yusuke Kusaba, he looks really, really comfortable in this Cusco Racing A90 Supra. Beautiful car. Look at the angle on the car. Look at that. Bam. Builds the zones. Great job by Kusaba.
Here, coming up in second, we thought he was going to take it all, but in a new car right now for this round. Beautiful car by the Team Orange Jr. is number 57, Kanta Yanagai. Yanaguida. He's not nothing new either. That's the thing. He's young, but he's not new to the drift scene. So beautiful to see him come out here. Beautiful job driving that JZX 100.
He's back in a different car, new team, new car. And right there, LP Racing, 4-rotor twin turbo beast driven by Tetsuya Hibino. Snagged the first place spot. I think he got like a 95 or something like that. Really high score here.
Yeah, that's his second first place qualifying.
Look at the flashy car and the dynamic driving. So I think his driving, his spirit in the car, the way it was built, the way it sounds, everything really matched up.
Yeah, it's a good combination between them all. And look at that Liberty Walk kit right there. Very aggressive, and it just puts a statement out there on the course.
Yeah, so that's a lot of angle, and you know you're gonna have to run a lot of angle throughout the whole track, and also the outside lines. And yes, this track only has 4 outside zones, but it's very critical if you miss any of them, and in between them is really important too. So let me go ahead and explain to you how the qualify went and how the lead car is supposed to run. You're supposed to come off the start, come down the straightaway, make sure you initiate by the 1 cone where the 3-2-1 cone is. Obviously, throughout the whole track, you have to run as high as angle as possible. Run the outside line through outside zone 1. As you're coming out of there, go to outside zone 2. Fill that zone as well. Then right here from 2 to 3, outside zone 2 to 3, you're going to have to do a flick, hard flick from high angle rate to high angle rate. And while you're going through the outside zone 3, you got to make sure that you have to fill the outside zone 4, which is the last. A lot of people have been missing this area. It was critical on their points too, because they would get docked a lot of points from missing half of the outside zone 3 and the outside zone 4 area. So you got to make sure that you fill all the zones, and the speed doesn't matter. Yes, the faster the better, but we want to see high angle, wide line.
And door-to-door battles.
And door-to-door battle. So the chase car is supposed to mimic what the lead car is doing, match their angle, match their line, and be as close as possible. I mean, door-to-door, fender to fender, tire to tire, whatever you want to call it. I just want to see some cool runs. And yes, there's not going to be any smoke because the surface looks like it's wet, and they only had a minimal time of practice, but that's why they're pros. They're going to be able to come out here, pull it off, and we're just going to have to sit back and enjoy.
And I'm not going to lie, you know, I'm having high hopes because it looks like the sun's trying to creep out on us and get this course a little dry for us so we can get a little bit more excitement on the course, but...
Yeah, in a minute we're about to start up, so...
But before we get there, one thing I wanted to highlight, going from outer zone 2 to 3, the biggest thing was that was going to be our danger zone, but without the smoke, it's kind of a little bit more safer for them, but at the same time, they've been struggling getting to that 3rd outer zone. So as you saw earlier, we have spectators. So this is actually the first event, first round for the last year and a half that we've had spectators. Actually, last year, this time, was round 1 here at Sportsland Sugo, and they had that was the first event they didn't have spectators. So it's kind of cool to come back here, and now we have spectators this year, but it's kind of unfortunate that we couldn't have them at all last year.
Yeah, and last year we didn't have any spectators, and on top of that, we did miss the last round because of this whole COVID mess, you know, just taking safety precautions for the teams, drivers, and the spectators, and also the people that are working for us. But speaking of which, the guys that are working here, all the posts and stuff like that, these guys are the guys who hustle. We got the guys out there, the starters, you know, the post workers. We got crowd control, we have race control, you know, and also us announcers.
The live control, the guys that are controlling, making us.
This is what it all these guys make it happen. You just got to remember that. It's a puzzle, and all the pieces got to be there. It's not going to be done. So we greatly appreciate that. And also, on the other side of the puzzle, we have the spectators through the live stream. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, if it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't happen. So make sure you watch this till the end. We're going to have top 32, and after that, we're going to have a short break in between, and we're going to come back for the top 16. But for the top 32, let's see who's going to take on the first battle and win the first battle, because this is going to be a really exciting one.
Yeah, so once again, that #1 qualifier, we have him at the line already ready to go. It's going to be number 4, Tetsuya Hibino, in that nasty S15 built by Liberty Walk, 4-rotor, twin-turbo, crazy, getting a 95 score on his qualifying run. He'll be going against number 56, Naoto Suenaga, in his Team Kazuma with Power Vehicle S15.
And just because he qualified 32nd, that doesn't mean that he is not a threat, because he is a well-known drifter.
Yes.
Throughout the world. So he's going to be a hard one to shake off for Hibino, but let's see what's going to happen.
This is our first wet tandem going down, coming into 3-2-1 right here. Playing a little bit safe, coming into outer zone 1, but I like that proximity. Let's see if Suenaga can close a little bit more on that proximity, coming into outer zone 2 right here. Trying to finesse it through this wet area, this wet track that we have going on, but look at that zone clearing right there into outer zone 4. Finishing out strong, and Suenaga was right there, not even scared about the rain or that beautiful body kit that car has.
Oh yeah, they're here to fight, like, not fist fight, but to fight. But look at this.
Battle
already a pretty nice tandem going on here from the beginning. This is the first round of the tandem battles today, but looks like Suenaga has to run a slightly shallower angle and line throughout the track, but at the same time he has good proximity. But right here he does miss outside zone 3, but at the same time he does get really close when he's passing through outside zone 4. So Hibino did a really good job, and like we always say, yeah, we have to check out the lead versus the lead and chase to chase. Hibino did a great job on his lead run, and that a great lead run equals better chase run too. So he gave him room to be able to come in and run door to door.
And just add this a bit, if you didn't follow us yesterday for the FDJ2 battles, so these guys are actually going to run their one tandem battle, swing a U-turn, come back through the course reverse way, change positions, legally chase to chase, swap those, and go back through, and then they'll be finished for their judgment. But the reason for that is this is a 2.3 mile course. So if we had them go do one tandem battle, then drive all the way back around, and we'd be here probably for 4 hours.
No, we're actually going to have to go to the next one and the next one. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like all jumbled up, so we don't want that. But
so that's the reasoning why they're driving reverse back through the course. Yeah, and this course is, even though on screen it may look small, it's actually a pretty big course we have set up.
Yeah, so me, one of the judges, and also Yoichi Mamura, Ryan Lontaine, we all have a vote where we can go driver A, driver B, or one more time. And whoever gets the most votes from us, 3 judges, gets the win.
Here we go right here. Suenaga's on the lead while Hibino's in the chase right here, coming in 3-2-1. Let's see if Hibino can get this proximity closed a little bit more on Suenaga, but looks like Suenaga's just continuing on into outer zone. Ooh, let's see if we can get back into outer zone 2 right here. Looks like Hibino's really struggling to get into that pocket that he wants to be into Suenaga right here, but ooh, and then he kind of came off right there at the end, taking a look at, he took it home with him.
All right, so looking back closely at this replay right here, the biggest thing that you see between these two cars swapping places, there is a huge gap created in between Suenaga's car and Hibino's car. Hibino has to dive into a smaller line from the get-go, cannot keep good proximity behind Suenaga's car. And yes, it looks like Hibino goes wider out there, but he's not supposed to be where he's at right now. He's supposed to mimic the lead car. And yes, like, he does a good job at outside zone 3, but at the same time, Suenaga does pass through there with a good amount of angle and a good line. And it looks like, oh, he actually took a cone back with them too.
Yeah, Suenaga's proximity was definitely a lot closer there, and he was hitting those zones, but I don't know if it was the whole conditions of the weather and everything, trying to get that grip down a little bit, but
yeah, but there's, yeah, I mean, all these cars, you know, I'm sorry, not Pro 2, the FDJ2 we have spec tire, but here we have different kinds of tires. We have so many different levels of horsepower, weight, so many things. So a lot of things comes in factor. So it's a different story from when you're going from qualify, because when you're qualifying, you're driving yourself, so there's nothing to gauge.
Here we go.
From.
Let's see what Yoichi's going to go with Suenaga. Ryan's going to go with Suenaga, and Robbie is going to go to Suenaga. So Naoto Suenaga is going to be pressing on to the top 16. Congratulations. Suenaga gets the win.
So this this battle makes me wonder where the grip level of the car and the way they drive. Hibino drives a lot more dynamic, but in the rain, it's pretty much similar. So it all comes down to maybe how much grip level the car has and stuff like that. So there you go. That's Kato from Liberty Walk. He was out here. He brought his crew out here. They got a couple of Liberty Walk cars out in the in display and stuff like that too. But yeah, they're out here to cheer on their team. But unfortunately, Hibino is knocked out and he's gonna have to go home early, or the team is they're done for the weekend.
It's very unfortunate because that was something he suffered in Suzuka Twin round 1 also. He qualified first, but then he got knocked out real early in the competition due to the weather, the wetness, and doing that tandem battle. So hopefully we'll see more out of him next round. But till then, let's move on to our next battle, which is going to be number 80, Yuta Komatsu against number 93, Manki Ito. So Komatsu's in this IS 350 while we have Ito in the JZX 100 Chaser.
Both packed with 2 JZs, both 4 doors, same wheelbase.
Yes, and then you can see that rabbit right there. So that's in dedication of his rabbit, Mugi-chan, right?
Mugi-chan, yeah.
I asked him about it. That's why he kind of told me. So beautiful build car. Definitely something you don't see too much on the track.
Yeah, and Ito is he's the owner of Ito Auto Service. It's like almost like a JZX shop, JZX drift shop. So here we go. Who's going to be?
Here they come right here.
Komatsu
in the lead with Ito in the chase right here, coming in 3-2-1. Nice angle coming into outer zone 1 right here. A little shallow for him, but let's see if that proximity can get closed in by Ito on this outer zone 2 to 3. Kickback, it's like a little struggle to kick that back around for outer zone 3 for Komatsu, but Ito definitely has been struggling all through this track to can't close that proximity.
All right, so there are a couple of mistakes made by both the drivers. Let's go ahead and check out the replay. Everything looked pretty okay right when they initiated, but number 1, it looks like Ito couldn't mimic his line and started to wash out a little bit. Then after that, Komatsu's car kind of dove in, and it looks like it was starting to dry up where the outside zone, end of outside zone is. And right here, he goes a little too wide, and he loses a lot of angle, which darts him more forward and creates a bigger gap to Ito, and it looks like Ito is trying to play catch up the whole time. But this wet surface isn't helping these drivers out if they're looking for grip.
Yeah, and you know, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. The rain stops, so that's, like you said, it's going to be drying up, and that transition going from outer zone 1 to 2 looks like it's going to be one of the hot spots that's going to dry up real quick.
Yeah, because I saw a little bit of smoke coming from the rear tires of, I don't know if that was smoke. Maybe it is, maybe it's mist. I don't know if that was smoke or mist. Maybe it is mist. But I thought that was the reason why he kind of
gripped up.
Yeah, it looked like he shallowed up a little bit. Then that gave him an extra push going to outside zone 2. Then he kind of washed out a little bit more. Then he looks like he tried to deal with the washout, and obviously in the rain, it's really hard to control a gripped up car. He washed out, and it looks like he tried to fix that, and the car shallowed up going from outside zone 2 to 3. So not an ideal lead run by Komatsu, but at the same time, Ito was nowhere near Komatsu to give him any kind of tandem. And it wasn't like Komatsu's run was to the point where it was impossible to get any closer. So let's see what's going to happen when Ito leads and Komatsu gives chase.
So here we are. Like you just said, Komatsu's going to be on the chase while Ito's in the lead. This is our 16th and 17th qualifiers, so right here, neck and neck. They did pretty much the same yesterday for qualifying. Let's see what's going to happen here. See if Komatsu can close this proximity gap that Ito gave earlier. So here he is right there. Ito not really able to get all the way out to outer zone 1 right there. But fairly good job in outer zone 2, coming into outer zone 3, and Komatsu's trying to keep that nice proximity, but could definitely dive in a little bit more and get into that pocket.
All right, so these guys don't want to make it any easy for us because here we go. It looks like Ito does a great job. Look at that angle, and it's almost Komatsu almost thought he was going to do. Maybe he thought he was going to spin or something, but he got a little cautious. But he still does a little bit of. He has a good amount of proximity. Tries to match the angle, and a lot of angle in the back. Tries to keep the proximity. Both of the cars do run the line fairly well, so this is going to be a hard one to judge because we're going to have to see the mistakes that both cars made in the other battle.
I kind of expected it, you know, qualifying about neck and neck with one another. They're going to throw about the same amount of run or same type of run, but like you said, it makes it hard for y'all because you have to really dissect what went on, comparing the lead to lead, chase to chase. So we'll see what the scores come in as. But yeah, here we are. Yoichi Mamura is going to go left to Komatsu. Ryan Lantain going to Komatsu. And then we have Robbie Nishida is going to one more time.
So obviously I got outvoted, but that's very understandable because it was a big decision right there to make where Komatsu did make a few mistakes when he was leading, but at the same time, Ito was nowhere near him for the tandem. So I give it that Komatsu actually did a better job when he was behind Ito, but at the same time, Ito didn't make super huge mistakes. He did run smaller lines and stuff like that, so I figured that maybe it's a good, maybe give him another try. Yeah, but at the same time, I do understand why Komatsu moved on because yes, he was in better proximity, and being in better proximity, it's a lot harder to be stable and run the same line and the angle, and it looks like he did try to match his line and angle throughout the track. Yeah, so
and at the end of the day, this is tandem battles. That's what we want to see. We want to see that close proximity. We want to see that door-to-door battle, but at the same time, able to hit those zones and do that close to 100 lead run. But here we are coming up next to the line. You can see pulling up right now is going to be Yuichi Amagai going against Yoshia Esaki. So Esaki's actually got the SR running about a little less, about 400, a little over 400 horsepower. But he's going against Amagai, which he has a pretty beast engine underneath that hood.
Yeah, so it's either going to be, since it's raining, it's going to be easier to break traction. But at the same time, the control of the car, if you have a lot of power, you can run a lot of grip. But when you're doing a transition in the wet and your car is gripped up a lot, it's really, really hard to do that. It's really hard to do a smooth transition. So going from outside zone 2 to 3 is going to be harder. So let's see how loose their cars are and gripped up their cars are.
And here we are.
Maybe the horsepower won't even be the matter here.
No, here he comes. Esaki coming into outer zone 1. Real shallow in outer zone 1, but Amagai trying to mimic exactly what Esaki's doing. Trying to close that proximity. Oh, and ooh.
Well, that's incomplete for the lead car, so right when the lead car incompletes, that run is over. So it doesn't really matter after this because Esaki just incompleted in front of Amagai.
And you notice where it happened, right there where we were configuring, it's kind of drying up.
Yeah, so
that was a close call and a good save by Amagai, though.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people, when they're unsure, yes, it's really hard to just run door to door from the beginning of the track, but everybody is trying to, you know, kind of take a look at how their opponents are, and depending on how higher they are on the ladder, they try to kind of, I don't know, run harder. But like we were just talking about, I don't even know if the surface, I don't know if he just car shut down, something happened, or maybe it just gripped up too much. Not sure, but I know definitely that the rain has stopped, and now all we're going to have is this yucky surface where it's wet and dry, half wet and dry.
This very questionable surface, so
I'm glad I'm not driving on this surface because I really don't like this. I think everybody don't.
Especially with the random spots of dry and wet, but we'll see what Amagai is going to do on his lead run here and see if he can do a solid run for Esaki to get a chase on.
Yeah, so yesterday we had a very unusual case at FDJ2 where the lead car's trunk opened and flew off at outside zone 3. He got an incomplete because you're not supposed to have any latchable items on the car open while there's a tandem or even qualify. Then the other guy, everybody obviously thought he was going to have an advantage. And this was
Saito,
at semifinals, and he basically spun out on his lead run, and they both got a 0 or an incomplete, and they had to do it one more time. And the guy who got the incomplete first ended up winning. So if the guy didn't spin out, if Sato didn't spin out, he would have actually moved on to the finals. So
that's the thing. Sato spun out in the first zone, so he got a little aggressive. So let's see what Amagai's going to do.
I'd be kicking myself in the butt a lot.
Maybe Amagai might give
red flag.
Got a fault there. Maybe
that's
Amagai might feel a little, generous today and might give Esaki a chance.
I don't know. I wouldn't. But I think that's a pylon touch. Pylon
go.
touch. Telling you, somebody. Oh, I'm starting to click my pen again. Oh.
Nobody said anything, so.
Yeah. Or so somebody.
It must be this track. It's probably the height of it. So we're sitting about. How many feet you think this is?
I don't know. I could tell you by meters.
Okay, how many meters do you think we are?
Dude, I'm metric.
That's true. You're metric.
You're
all the way.
standard, right?
So we're pretty high up above outer zone 1. So that's why whenever you guys see him ripping around outer zone 1, you could hear him screaming through our mics. So I'll try not to talk too much, let you hear the power of the engine coming through outer zone 1. But we're way up here.
That's 1 strike, and the chicane is made so the lead car doesn't run away. You get 3 strikes. If you're a lead car, you jump the light or hit any of the pylons or touch it, you get 1 strike. 3 strike, you get an incomplete. So you got to be really careful when you're driving through there. That gives the chance for the chase car to keep up with the lead car.
And here we go.
Oh!
Trying to do that reverse entry, but we called that.
Hey, did we jinx it?
Hey, because we just wanted to see 2 good battles here. We can't just have a fault and then a non. Yeah, that's just giving it to the guy. So,
I gotta apologize to Amagai because I brought it up, I jinxed him. But there you go. That's an incomplete. So I would think that the other judges have the same thing in mind as I do as well. But both incomplete lead runs. We cannot judge the chase runs because there was no lead run. So pretty much Amagai just threw it away.
We're good. What can we say?
No, so what happened right now was obviously Esaki gift wrapped the win to Amagai, and Amagai said, no, I don't want it. Let's go duke it out.
He wants to win it the real way.
Exactly.
So, see?
That's probably what
commend
happened.
him for that. There
yeah,
you go.
both of them, for being generous to give him the win, but saying no thank you.
He's making this a gentleman's game, and
exactly,
I like that.
I like that.
So with that being said, we'll see what the true and official results will be coming up here soon. And there they are lined up waiting for the official results. And here they are with Yoichi Imamura one more time. Ryan Lontaine's going to be one more time. And Robbie Nishida is going to go ahead and say one more time, which we all kind of knew that because they were both incomplete. So we'll see a good, true battle out of these two. I'm feeling it coming up here soon. But till then, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next battle.
Man, I mean, yeah, it's such a waste. I mean, both cars,
They're just making this, they're prolonging the excitement.
Hey, but you know what? They were trying hard. And I give them props where, the surface road or the track surface changes. You got to drive under these conditions, waiting around for your turn, it's nerve-wracking. And also us sitting here talking about them, I'm pretty sure they're probably like, hey, shut up. But that's what we're here for. And, Amagai actually threw it hard to show us something great instead of trying to take that easy way out of taking it really easy. So hands down to that. So a lot of respect to these drivers for even making it out here. May the best winner win.
So here you go at the line right now. We have number 73, Ikuo Saito, and he'll be going against Yuji Saito, and they're actually not related. So they are both Saito, and I'll have to say their first names instead of going Saito. Saito.
The ex-FD USA champion Daigo Saito? Are they related?
No, they're not either. Same with Shoya Saito. Shoya Saito, sorry.
Yes.
They're not related either. But Shoya Saito's related too.
All right, so here's a little Japanese tip here. Saito is kind of a common name, so it might be like a Johnson or a Smith or a.
Yeah. But Shinichiro Saito, which drove the A90 yesterday, and Shoya Saito are actually related. They're father and son.
Yeah, father and son.
So here we go, Saito versus Saito. Or I should say JZX 100 versus S15. That S15's packed with a VR38.
Yes, it's a VR38 S15 versus the 2JZX Chaser. So let's see who's going to come on top of this one.
And here we go, the 100 in the lead coming up against S15. Nice initiation by the 100 coming into outer zone 1 right here. Oh,
Yeah, that's smoke.
Kicking some hard angle right there, coming in the outer zone. Nice little waiver there going on. And Saito trying to come in. Well, I can't say Saito. That's 15 trying to close in on him right there and close that proximity gap that he created from outer zone.
Yeah, this surface is probably very, very hard to drive on right now because that was a lot of smoke. And I thought it was just mist, but it was smoke. But I like the way Saito threw it in with a lot of angle, and the Saito chasing kind of keeps a good amount of distance. And right here, this is where Saito was struggling. The leading Saito was struggling to keep the car sideways, and it looks like Saito in the S15 was keeping a good amount of proximity right behind the lead car. So that wavering for the lead car, it didn't phase the chase car, but at the same time, that's not a good sign. As a lead car, you're gonna have to run a smooth line, and it has to be a chaseable lead. And obviously that was a chaseable lead, but at the same time, the wavering does distract the chase car. So
yeah, and with these patchy conditions that are going on, I think that's going to be, that area where we're going to see a lot of those wavering situations.
Yeah, and we can't, as a spotter, they should be telling their drivers, hey, watch out for this area, watch out for this area, and that's what they're there for. They're their bird's eye view from the outside of the car. But at the same time, we cannot give any slack to any of the drivers because just because the surface is hard, that doesn't mean that you can waver or you can run a smaller line. We have to be very strict on that, looking at all the drivers. Some drivers could do it, so whoever does it wins.
So here we are, tables are turning. Yuji Saito is going to be in the lead while I have Ikuo Saito in the chase.
All right, so they're about to get started. Let's see if that VR powered S15 is going to lay down a solid lead run and give the chase car Saito a good chance to give him.
And here we go right here. Yuji Nice coming into outer zone 1 right here. Ikuo needs to close that proximity gap that he's got coming into outer zone 2, but Yuji just continuing on and just increasing that proximity. Ooh, and almost going off track right there for Ikuo.
So it really depends on car type, tire grip, how much power you have, and what kind of torque numbers you're looking at, how much torque you have at the bottom end. Obviously, if you're in a situation like this, if you have a car that's easier to spin tires, you can dig yourself out of a situation where it's too much grip for you. But looks like the leading Saito in the S15 does a fairly good job. He doesn't run too much angle, but behind him, Saito Ikuo in the chaser, it looks like he cannot keep his car stable and also almost goes into a spin right there at the end. And the leading Saito is creating a pretty much bigger gap as they go into the course or as they go and run the track. So this might be...
Yeah, you're right. Yuji Saito definitely came with a lot more aggression and a lot more angle throughout that course. But let's see what Yoichi Omura has. Yuji Saito is going to be for Ryan and Robbie. So Yuji Saito will get the win. Congratulations, moving on to the top 16.
Yeah, so let's see how far that VR-powered S15 is going to go, because I think it looks like the Nissan chassis with the VR is a pretty beastie car. It looks like he was doing good at practice and stuff too. So, but it's a brand new build for this year, so probably takes some time getting you ready too.
Yeah, he missed one of the events, but he was able to make the last event at Ebisu. So,
and look at the sky, very gloomy. It is getting really humid here, but no sunlight. It doesn't look like it's not beating down onto the track where it's gonna dry up the track. But at the same time, it is getting patchier. So those of you who are just tuning in right now, the track condition is pretty much dog poop at this moment. And let's see how these guys are gonna tackle it, because this is a 3-time champion, Andrew Gray. Oh, 4-time champ. Huh?
He's 4-time champ.
Oh, oops.
It's all right. He's a champ.
I'll just be
there
quiet.
You go. Number 100, Andrew Gray going against number 99, Kazuya Matsukawa in the 8.5, powered by a 1GR. So,
yeah, it's a quick little car. And yes, 2 days ago it was 8.6 day. Even though his car's at 885, but it's an 8.6.
We'll give him the respect.
Crazy
Here he
build.
comes in right here. Gray's going to be in the lead coming into outer zone 1 right here with Matsukawa right behind him. Oh! Dipping a few tires by Gray right there, but coming into outer zone 2, really high in outer zone 2, had that wavering condition like we just saw before from the other drivers, but Matsukawa right there dipping tires into outer zone 3. And huge avoidance right there by Matsukawa, but that wasn't good coming in.
Yeah, so I would say Matsukawa, you're not supposed to spin through the finish line, but Matsukawa spinning out, it looks like he was trying to avoid any kind of contact from the lead car. But let's go ahead and check this out. Very subtle way to initiate right there. A good amount of proximity between both of the cars, but right here it looks like Gray's car washes out a little bit, so he's one tire off, and it looks like he's in the area where he doesn't want to be at. Car wavers a little, then same goes with Matsukawa's car. Then he runs a high angle, loses angle. They're right there going through outside zone. Right there going through outside zone 4. Matsukawa's car looks like he took a little too wide of a line, and it looks like he was a couple tires off when he was behind too before he came into that contact, or not that contact, but.
Ooh. Matsukawa's got his bumper flapping around. You'll see right here in the screen coming up. Yeah, right there. Looks like he's trying to just let it detach. But we'll see here. Both of them coming up to the line. It'll be Matsukawa in the lead this time with Andrew Gray in the chase. So here y'all see. So those of you just following, actually we've had a 9-week break for these FTJ drivers. So they had 9 weeks off. It was like 62 days or whatever it was. So they had a lot of time off to, take care of business with their vehicles. I know, Yamashita had to actually completely fix his car because at round 2 at Ebisu, he actually suffered a really bad accident which damaged his roll cage and a lot of the car. So they had to do a lot of restoring and rebuilding of that vehicle to get it back to where it's at today.
There's a lot of things happening in between the rounds and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure everybody has things outside of the events that we are here at. And like you said, it's been a while in between the rounds, and a lot of the teams has been doing a lot of things to the cars. It's just hard. Just being able to come here to compete is already very, very tough, and I will tell you that because I've done it before.
Yeah, especially getting a healthy car here.
Oh yeah, it's really hard. But at the same time, it looks like we are trying to look at or look into how both of the cars did make a mistake at the outside zone 4. But was that caused by the lead car doing that or the chase car just going off? It did look like he was about to go off anyways, but at the same time, it might have been because he was trying to avoid contact with the lead car as well. But we'll go ahead and have that in mind. Maybe a replay again later. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and try to finish this 2 cars battling after they swap places.
All right, like I said, Matsukawa is going to be in the lead this time. Andrew Gray is going to be in the chase. And here they come into the 3-2-1. Early initiation by Matsukawa coming into outer zone 1 here. Andrew Gray closing that proximity. Get a little bit closer right here, coming in outer zone 2, getting that nice hard angle in outer zone 2. And you can see that smoke, it's drying up right there, right before outer zone 2. Matsukawa just pulling a little bit away from Andrew on that last bit of the course.
All right, so let's go ahead and watch the replay here. It looks like there was a little bit better proximity throughout the track, but after Matsukawa initiates, he keeps a good, Andrew Gray keeps a good distance behind him. Smaller line and shallower angle by Matsukawa. And right here, Andrew Gray does not mimic the line and the angle Matsukawa does. Matsukawa leaves outside zone 3 really early. Andrew Gray trying to play catch up. And both of the cars finishes off.
And like you were just saying, those shorter lines that he was taking, that probably played a part in him increasing that proximity from Andrew Gray. So if you look at it a little bit better, you can see how he's increasing slowly as he drops in a little bit more and takes a shallower line. And we'll see how that's going to affect him between the two. But here's another replay of Andrew Gray's lead run and Matsukawa's chase.
All right, so there's another replay right here. We do want to check one more time what is going on over here. Let's see what happens. Andrew Gray does not do a great job when he's in the lead, but at the same time, Matsukawa dips off and he's almost straight there. And it kind of looks like he was going off anyways.
Sorry, Robbie's really analyzing the replays. He needs to really understand and get the right judgment along with Ryan and Yoichi Mimura. And like some of y'all were commenting, yes, this AE85 Terrano has actually got it packed with a 1GR V6 twin turbo beast engine, pushing about 950 horsepower out of that light chassis. But Andrew's car is nothing to not turn ahead to. It's an RC. It's got a huge 2J with a huge turbo in it, so beautiful built car. But let's see right here.
So right there, that's what I wanted. He went off tire, then he almost straightens pretty much there. Then he darts in, catches speed, and
he was already 3 tires.
He was already going off. Oof. All right, so I input my vote.
So we'll see here, getting these judges' votes in. You can see some of the spectators that came out. Unfortunate bad weather. Yesterday it was beautiful out. Sun was beaming on us pretty much the last 2 hours or so. But here we are one more time by Yoichi and Mimura. Ryan's going to go with Andrew Gray, and Robbie wants it one more time. There you go. That's the answer. One more time. And a few of you on this live chat actually made the call. So good job. One more time.
Yeah,
I agree with you all the way.
I mean, I think it really goes to if you're going to take the going off the track heavily, Andrew Gray's almost half spin going to the finish line, which he didn't spin, and he was wavering throughout the track. He didn't give Matsukawa a good chance to chase because he was wavering. But at the same time, when Matsukawa was leading, he took a shallower line, shallower angle, and didn't really do what he was supposed to do. So the proximity didn't really change. And yes, also Andrew Gray did wash out a little bit right before outside zone 2 when he was chasing as well. So there's a lot of things that just happened, and there's so many things that you could nitpick at on this. And I do agree on the Andrew Gray call as well, because it really depends on, it does look like Matsukawa was already trying to
save himself.
Yeah, he was trying to save himself from the outside zone 3 zone to 4 zone, and he almost straightened, and he got back on gas, and it looks like his car was darting outside of outside zone 4. Only if Andrew Gray's car was already going straight through the finish line, it would have been an easier call. But since Andrew Gray did do a half spin there, if Matsukawa it kind of almost looked like Matsukawa was trying to avoid that as well.
Yeah, the contact
so it's
right
really,
there.
really hard to tell. But
and you can see right here, table, everything's changed. Now it's downpouring. So it went from drying up from outer zone 2 to 3 to now a torrential downpour. But speaking of one more time, we're going to be actually moving back up to our one more time between number 448, Yoshiya Esaki against Yuichi Amagai. And here they come. Esaki in the lead with Amagai right there. Coming into outer zone 1. Amagai right there on his turn. Oh, huge correction by Amagai right there. Not sure what happened, but coming into outer zone 2. Esaki trying to hit these outer zones for not a bad sweep into outer zone 3 and finishing off strong to outer zone 4. And Amagai trying to keep that closer proximity, but definitely had a hiccup transitioning from outer zone 2 to 1 to 2.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to go ahead and check out this replay, but everything looked okay. And yes, the rain is starting to come down now too, but right there, that wasn't a twitch or anything, but that was pretty much almost a reinitiation. He had to cut back in to make the car kick back out. So I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised that if I took that as a, I wouldn't be surprised to take that as the an incomplete as the lead car right there. That's really not what we want to see.
So here they are going back up to reset. Flip the rolls. Amagai's going to be in the lead while Esaki is going to be on the chase. I didn't catch the part where Esaki's bumper flew off in the 3-2-1. Not sure if it had contact or it was just loose. But here they are right here. Esaki's rolling up. And Amagai's coming up as a lead. Here's Amagai's car with the perfect style with good ride. You got Esaki with his Origin Labo Racing S15. A little over 400 horsepower. Versus Amagai, a little bit more than that.
Yeah, a tad bit more than that.
Just a tad
Maybe
bit.
like double.
But here we are, it don't matter in these conditions. Coming down hill into the 3-2-1. Amagai in the lead, Esaki in the chase. Here they are. Initiating right at the 3 cone for Amagai, coming into outer zone 1. Dipping right there. A little shallow for Esaki on that chase, but here he is trying to keep that proximity. Definitely needs to close a little bit more on that proximity. Amagai creating a little bit of a gap, but Esaki just playing it safe, kind of chilling behind. Dipping a tire right at the end right there for Esaki.
All right, so I would say that was kind of a lower energy tandem run by both of the drivers. They were just doing what they were supposed to do. Nothing spectacular. They're not super close. I think Amagai was trying to run the outside line as much as possible. Right there, he does a fairly good job outside zone 2. Then the switchback, I know it's wet and the grip level is really hard to do, but he did try to fill outside zone 3. Did a good job there. Esaki kept his distance because I'm pretty sure he knows that when he was leading, Amagai made that huge mistake going from outside zone 1 to 2, so he was just really taking it easy. And yes, sometimes the chase car takes it way too easy, and we give them the
Dock them for that pretty much.
Yeah, we dock them for that as well as the.
And here we go. Yoichi Imamura is going to be with Esaki. Ryan with the one more time, and Robbie with Esaki. So there you go. Yoshia Esaki is going to be going on to the top 16. Esaki gets the win. Congratulations going on. So there we go right there. Esaki will be going against Saito with the S15 in the top 16. So here we go. I think we got a little bit more information coming in. Robbie will probably fill us in for that one more time that Ryan had. I think it was just a technical issue on that, but we'll let Robbie go ahead and officially say that. He's kind of squaring that away. But coming up to the line right now, we're moving on past the Andrew Gray and Matsukawa battle. We're going to be moving on to the Fukada Tadahiro versus Sasayama Shigehisa right here. Both JZX 100s. Going from a chaser and a Mark II right here.
All right, sorry about that. There was a slight miscommunication going on, but Lantain also voted for Esaki, so it was actually unanimous that all three judges went for Esaki, and I'm pretty sure that the main cause of that was because of Amagai's big mistake that he did when he was behind Esaki going from 1 to 2.
Yeah, I gave them a heads up that there was a little bit of technical issues right there, so got you guys filled in, but here we are.
Yeah,
JZX 100 versus JZX 100 coming up.
Yeah, so I'm going to burn him on the screen right now. Oh, well, I don't know why they're showing it again. I think he's rubbing it into Brown. Brown is
He fat fingered. Did he fat finger or was it technical?
No, he's fired. Just kidding. I'm just joking. Because we have to communicate, and we usually try to do it. You know, we don't do it vocally, and we try to do it where it's just we message each other.
It's continuous,
because we can look back at it. But then we were talking about something else, about the one more time. It became a one more time and stuff like that, and we thought that it was this was a one more time. But yeah, it was a communication. And really sorry about that, guys. Sorry to
but that's
Esaki, and yeah,
that all comes down to the whole, you know, judging from afar and everything.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
we got it all squared away.
Hey, you know what? And no harm done.
And here we are, moving on, pressing on. Here we are, Fukada in the lead, coming up to the 3-2-1.
So both JZXs, this is going to be a close battle, I think.
And here goes Shiga. Oh, losing it right there. Let's see if Fukada's going to finish off strong, coming into outer zone 2 right here. Shiga right there messing up, coming into outer zone 1 right there. But looks like Fukada's going ahead and finish strong, not getting phased by anything that just happened, and probably unaware of what happened. So there he is, Fukada finishing off his lead run.
All right, so let me go ahead and explain to you about how the track is too. The inside, going from outside zone 1 to 2, there's a huge dip, so that could actually mess up suspension parts and break wheels as well. Now, the outside zone 1 and 2, the rumble strips are pretty severe. When you drive over, it's like, you know.
It's like a solid inch gap.
Exactly, and then they do have to drive over it. And number 3, they're painted, and there's a lot of tire rubber on it. And it's a little different, and the car and the tire reacts a little different on that, or different from a normal asphalt with rain on it. So it gets a lot slicker, and I think
that was a factor right there.
Yeah, I think Sasayama got on the rumble strip and pretty much spun out right there. So that's a big mistake caused by Sasayama. And Fukada driving back to give chase, and now all Sasayama has to do is just go for a 100-point lead run, and pretty much it.
But yeah, Fukada did his thing. He didn't do too bad on all those zones and everything, so not bad by him. But we'll see how it goes when the tables get turned here. Like you said, Sasayama's going to be in the lead while Fukada is going to be on the chase. Fukada's got this beautiful Tanabe SSR Team Dumb Lot with well JZX 100 Mark II. Beautiful blue. He said this is actually a new blue that he had compared to last year. And then Sasayama's got the Team M2 Racing JZX 100 Chaser with some insane livery going on.
Yeah, this is a weird weather though. It's like misty rain the whole time, and it's
It's that annoying rain.
Yeah, it's annoying rain.
And here we go. Sasayama in the lead, Fukada in the chase. Coming up to the 3-2-1. Sasayama right there initiating a little bit after the cone, coming into outer zone 1, and Fukada trying to close that proximity right here, but playing it pretty safe. Little wavery by Fukada on the chase right there, but Sasayama trying to get all the way out to those zones, and Fukada dipping 2 tires right there, looks like on that outer zone 3, and definitely lost that proximity completely, leaving 2 to 3.
Now, Fukada was playing with fire right now because he was kind of giving him too much room. And he was playing it way too safe. And like I was saying earlier, just because you think you have the advantage, because Sasayama did spin behind him, if you give him too much gap, or I don't know, maybe he was trying, but this big gap could actually, how can I say it? What is it called again? Inactive chase. It could be an inactive chase, and if we call an inactive chase, that's pretty much an incomplete, and that would be 0 on both ends, and we would have to look at both.
I could see the effects from how he wavered from coming into outer zone 2 and then how his tires dipped. So when he dipped in outer zone 3, we were doing the track conditions yesterday. They've already rutted that area out with their tires to the point where that thing's like a 3-inch drop.
Yeah.
So their tires, when they hit that 3-inch drop, it gets kind of stuck in there and it kind of sucks them in, and they have to really throttle out of there. And you can see how his car kind of jumps coming into outer zone 3, and that definitely probably played an effect in Sasayama being able to gap him a little bit more to outer zone 4. We'll see what these judges have to say. And here we are. Yoshimura is going to go with Fukada, Ryan with Fukada, and Robbie is going to be with Fukada. So Tadahiro Fukada is going to be moving on, and he gets the win going into the top 16. Congratulations.
And then I just spoke with the other judges too, but yes, Fukada did move on because of Sasayama's big mistake, but at the same time, not too happy with that call because that was like borderline inactive chase, and that's something that we would have to look into probably in the near future where it doesn't become like that, I guess.
Because like you said, it's not a drag race out here. It's all about tandem battles, being door-to-door, making it actually challenging for these individuals to come out here and give it their all. And that's what these guys on live and these individuals that came out here to this event want to see.
Yeah, I mean, if you see two cars drifting super far away, like the early 2000s, it's, you know, not as exciting as, you know, a door-to-door battle. Speaking of which, at Seattle,
oh yeah,
the Matt Field versus Von Gittin Jr. at the Seattle, that was mad props to both drivers. There was a big amount of bump from Matt Field to JR, but it didn't phase him, and he just kept going, and there was like zero proximity between the cars, so that was pretty awesome. That's kind of what we want to see.
Exactly. So here we are on the next tandem battle. Coming up is going to be 444. Takatoshi Imamida versus Manabu Fujinaka. Here we go. Imamida in the lead in the S14 with Fujinaka in this 3-rotor FD3. Couldn't even talk during that, but here we are coming into outer zone 2. Fujinaka, ooh, real wide in the outer zone 2. Let's see if he can get it back right here and sustain himself, but had to take that shallow line into outer zone 3, rolling into outer zone 4. Definitely struggled trying to keep that close proximity, but he definitely was fighting to be there.
Imamida did a good job leading and not too close, but Fujinaka did a good job being smooth behind and trying to match the angle and the line from that Imamida was laying down. But let's go ahead and check out the replay while they are coming back. Right here, coming out of outside zone 1, it sounded like Fujinaka was trying to gain traction because it was slick. But here you go, slightly lower angle, slightly bigger line right there by Fujinaka. But pretty consistent proximity from the beginning to the end. Imamida doing a great job filling the zones. Fujinaka looked like he kind of missed outside zone 3 by a good amount when he was behind, but I think he sacrificed the line part of it just to keep the proximity chasing Imamida. So let's see how well Fujinaka could do in front of him and how well Imamida could give chase.
Yes, and Imamida actually wiped out, like you were talking about. He wiped out on his first qualifying run. It took his whole front bottom portion of his bumper out. But looks like they repaired it, got it squared away, made him look a little bit nicer, and brought him ready to go. But we'll see what he's gonna do on the chase while Fujinaka is on the lead. And Fujinaka, for those of you that are just tuning in, he's nothing new to the rotary scene, nothing new to this car. He's had this car for over, I think, 11 years, he said, and he's built it from stock all the way to where it's at over the years. So next step is 4-rotor for him, so we'll see if he'll do that.
Yeah, and Imamida's car used to be an SR a couple years ago. He took off last year from FDJ rounds, and he rejoined us this year, and he has a new power plant. I believe it's a 2J. And I think he's one of the guys who thought, like, hey, I need more power for this. So he went and did that and came right back.
And here it is raining, so let's see what it is. Fujinaka in the lead right here, coming initiating at the 3-cone, coming into outer zone 1. And Imamida right there, keeping that, you know, okay gap right there, but he needs to close that proximity a little bit more for us here. And Fujinaka, look at that, ooh, almost losing it, and losing it again right there in the outer zone 3. And right there at the end, completely.
Oh, man.
Washing out right there. You saw from it started at outer zone 2, rolling into outer zone 3 and 4. It's just.
I'm gonna have to replay that. Watch the replay one more time.
He was creating a recipe for disaster that whole time. And here's that replay right here. Fujinaka in the lead. Getting into those zones. Fujinaka did a really good job getting in the outer zone 1. And here he is. Nice skim into it, but Imamida right there. Just dipping that whole rear end. And then losing it before that start line, or that finish line right there. But we got Robbie reviewing it over and over. He's checking it out, making sure that the right call, if it's an incomplete or not, because like he was talking about earlier, they have to finish off in a drift and straighten up, not just wash out and spin out. So we'll see what the judgment call is. Here's another replay of Fujinaka's lead. Here it is. He comes a little Imamida right there, a little bit dipping a tire right there, trying to gain back and then gaining too much back, and that kind of created that recipe for that end piece. But we'll see here. I mean, I think we're just going to talk about it all day long. This weather is just something else. It's an in and out thing. So now it's starting to dry back up a little bit. Course conditions are getting real crazy for these drivers. Get one more replay, one more check. And we'll see. Here they are right here. Dipping out in outer zone 3, and here it is, outer zone 4. Getting those 2 tires out. And that rut, like I was telling you, it's like 3 inches deep. So we'll see. So next coming up after this judgment call here is going to be the one more time between Andrew Gray and Kazuya Matsukawa. It's been an interesting left side to this bracket for this top 32. Between the weather and the battles that have been going on, but this is expected. With the bad weather, we're going to expect some crazy battles, crazy one more times, and nothing defined quite yet. So let's see. You could see the clouds wrapped all the way around the track, not giving us much room to breathe. But yeah, once we get Robbie back on the mic, we'll go ahead and get a better clarification what the discussion came down to. He was talking to the tech guys down there also. So for those of you that don't know, Robbie's got a lot of things going on. He's got a lot of jobs. He's commentating with me to keep me company on the mic. He's also doing the judge. He's doing judging, and he's doing a little bit of translating, and he's talking to the tech guys because he does deal with the vehicles and the tech situations that are going on. So this man does a lot for Formula Drift Japan, and he's a phenomenal individual. So let's see what he has to say about what just happened.
Here we go. I'll talk about it after this.
Here you go. Fujinaka for Yoichi, Ryan, and Robbie. So Manabu Fujinaka is going to be moving on to the top 16. Fujinaka gets the win.
Yeah, Imamida's spin at the outside zone 4 is just pretty much the critical part of it. And what we were watching and doing a replay many times was the way Fujinaka's car was reacting when he was in front. And it almost looked like he straightened right at the finish line. But pretty much he was barely drifting through there, and that would have been a 0 for angle or 1 for angle in that area. But we were trying to verify that, and pretty much if that was if that did happen, that would have changed a lot of things around. But
it would have been incomplete to an incomplete.
Yeah, exactly. So we would have to go to the first. We would have to go to the first run and dissect that too. But this time Fujinaka gets a win.
So here we are, like I told you all before, we have our one more time between Gray and Matsukawa coming up. So Andrew Gray is going to be on the lead in his Lexus RC, while we have Matsukawa in his 1GR powered AE85. Looks like they're ready to go, got the green light, and coming through the chicane into the 3-2-1. Gray in the lead, Matsukawa in the chase. Here he is coming in this outer zone 1, real early in this outer zone 1. Oh, just dipping a little bit tire out there by Gray, but Matsukawa, struggling coming to outer zone 2. And Andrew just pushing on, progressing to outer zone 4, while Matsukawa struggles to keep that proximity to Andrew Gray.
So let's go ahead and check out the replay. A lot cleaner run by both of the drivers here, and probably helps out because the track is fully wet now because of the mist that we just had a little early. But here we go. They both initiated about the same time. It looks like Matsukawa is running a lot of a smaller line just to keep the proximity. Slightly smaller line on the outside zone 2 by Andrew Gray. Both the cars do fill outside zone 3 fairly well, and 4 fairly well. And a lot of angle, or a lot more angle by Andrew Gray going through those zones, but the proximity right there, not too close.
It's definitely a frustrating factor for us, especially, you know, trying to get hype off of it. We like to see door-to-door battles, but keep, you know, when the proximity starts getting that, I guess not extreme, but gapped, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It kind of takes away from that excitement factor and the whole fact where we're at here at top 32. So we'll see what Andrew Gray's going to do on his chase and see if he can close that proximity on Matsukawa to give us a little bit of flair and interest here. Matsukawa coming up right now. He'll be in the lead position, and Andrew Gray will be on the chase. Once again, congratulations to the Gray family on the newborn. And it's nice to see Andrew out here. You know, he was able to get out here and compete. So let's see what he's going to do for his chase run right here. Here we are right here, Matsukawa coming in, late initiation, coming in a one cone right there. But look at Andrew Gray closing that proximity on him, but dipping 2 tires right there in outer zone 1. Coming into outer zone 2 here, trying to get that proximity a little bit closer to Matsukawa. Matsukawa just coming into outer zone 3 into 4 right here, trying to finish off strong. They both had issues right at the finish spinning out, but Andrew definitely keeping that closer proximity, and he kind of kept it consistent throughout the track.
Yeah, speaking of proximity, there is a little bit more right here, but it was a little bumpy as well. It wasn't smooth throughout the run. Right here, he gets really close, but he loses ground there and has to dip a tire out right there. Doesn't fill outside zone 2 as well, and Andrew Gray's right there, but Andrew Gray does not fill outside zone 3 as well. But throughout the run, Matsukawa's car is slightly shallower, I would say, on angle too. So this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, you're right. These drivers aren't making it too easy, but definitely Andrew had a better proximity to Matsukawa rather than Matsukawa on his chase. So like we were talking about previously, and you've heard it probably hundreds of times, it's a lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase cross comparison. They don't judge by the other way around. It's just lead-to-lead comparison, chase-to-chase. Well, let's see what these judges will have to say for them. So yeah, even with this rain and everything, the humidity has not gone anywhere. It's like 110% humidity. So conditions are still warm out here, but let's see what the judges have for these two individuals. Is it going to be Andrew Gray or Kazuya Matsukawa? Here we go. Yoshimura wants it one more time. Ryan Lontane's going with Andrew Gray, and Robbie Nishida wants it one more time. It looks like we're going to get another one more time battle out of these two. So this is their original one more time battle, and here we are again getting another one more time battle. So
I see why Lontane went with Gray as well because of the proximity and everything, but I think we went with the one more time. Me and Yoichi probably went with the one more time because of Andrew Gray kind of losing ground, Matsukawa trying to run away almost, and at the same time wasn't smooth chasing or leading for both cars. And yes, there was a little bit more proximity when Andrew Gray was behind, but at the same time Matsukawa was nowhere near, but he was running outside line with trying to match the angle. So we went with the one more time, but I do agree with Lantane's judge as well. So we're gonna have to see that one more time once again.
All right, so this should have been our last battle on the left side of the bracket, but we'll have that one more time battle coming up here shortly. Number 61, Kazuki Hayashi, will be in the lead against Yoshimi Mori. Yoshimi Mori, the 64-year-old drifter, coming in for the chase right here to Hayashi. Hayashi running that high line right there in the outer zone 1. And Mori trying to close that proximity, but ooh, dipping that tire right there by Mori. Let's see if he can cane himself back and close that proximity. But looks like Hayashi's just continuing on and doing his thing. And ooh, right at the end, looks like Mori lost it. Let's see the replay on that. Here they are coming out of zone 1. Hayashi's right there high on the line for outer zone 1. Grazing that pylon, coming into outer zone 2. Nice sweep into outer zone 2. Mori a little high on that portion of it. Kind of threw him offline a little. But Hayashi did a pretty good lead run throughout the whole course right there. And then right there at the end, not sure what happened with Mori, but maybe dipping that tire right at the end caused him to lose a little bit of that traction and spinning him around. So yesterday we didn't see too many issues happening at the very end of the track, but today we definitely are. And that huge transition going from outer zone 3 to outer zone 4, you're coming into a 90-degree turn, coming with some heat because it's a downhill descent on the track. So that could all be playing that factor of creating that momentum that they have and rotating their car a little bit more than they're expecting. So here they are. Next, we're gonna have Mori on the lead while we have Hayashi on the chase.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Mori spinning out through the finish line right there. And I think a lot of you probably wonder what the spin out is, and we kind of think of it as a half spin or a spin. The spin is probably when the car is more than 90 degrees and you're coming to a halt, versus a half spin is a car coming to a 90 degree, then coming back. And I think that's where you can draw the line. That's where I'm gonna draw the line. So there's a lot of things going on right now. Everybody's spinning out through the through the finish line and after the outside zone 4. Just a little explanation on that.
Somebody mentioned the bugs, and I was like, what are they talking about? I can hear some staticky noise. So I took my headphones off. And yes, that is the cicadas you can hear in the background. We were just talking
about that earlier.
Yeah, we talked about that on the way up here because we have to take a vehicle. This track's so big, we had to take a vehicle up to where we're located at. And yeah, these cicadas they're on fire today. They're singing for us.
They're going full on because these guys, I mean, I just read it. I Googled it earlier. Dude, they live underground for 5 years almost, and they finally come out, hatch, do whatever the hell they do. And they only live for 2 to 3 weeks. I'm glad I'm a human. Like,
so they want to be as annoying as possible.
Yeah, they're like, I'm right here. Hear me. So even you guys, wherever you're out there, they're actually making a point because you could actually hear them out there, right?
That's true. And we were talking about it, like for you anime fans out there, whenever you hear about summertime in anime, you always hear these cicadas, and that's like the sign. It's like the Japanese noise, I guess you could say, of summertime.
The national Japanese bug.
There you go. The summertime bug. But here we are. Mori's going to be in the lead. Hayashi's on the chase.
Red
and
flag.
It looks like we got a pylon touch. Yeah, pylon touch is what the call is. But like you were just saying, Mori had an issue, spun out at the end right there, and you're supposed to finish in a drift and get back straight in the finish line, not completely spin out. That could be causing you an incomplete. So Mori kind of suffered that consequence. But I can't say anything because so far, we've seen it before. If Hayashi doesn't do a good chase run here, and Mori does a solid lead run, it could definitely cancel each other out, causing a one more time. But we'll have to see. I'm not trying to jinx them or anything. I'm just saying it like it is. So it looks like they're lined up, getting squared away, straightened up, and about to get that green light. So it looks like they're getting that green light for the start, getting that go-ahead. So like I said, Mori, the 64-year-old beast drifter, going against Hayashi here. Both driving S15s.
Oh, man, that's the second strike.
This is rare. We don't see too many 2 strikes in FDJ. FDJ 2, we've seen our fair share of them, but this is kind of rare to see. And I don't know if it's the wet conditions for him throttling too hard and his back end kind of tapping the pylon, but...
Or you never know. It might be tactics.
Getting in his head?
I mean... I don't know. I'm just speaking out of my butt, but
Mori's going through the chicane and he can't.
No, I know, but Mori is sitting on an incomplete versus Hayashi already has a run. So if Mori stalls him twice, what's gonna happen? Maybe Hayashi's like, God, come on, dude. You know, and it might maybe it's a whole I don't know psychological or something. I don't know. I'm just
you could be
I'm
right.
Just saying.
I mean, we've already jinxed the previous one that happened earlier, so. Let's go, Hayashi. I'm cheering for you.
I'm just going to shut up. See, that's why I was staying quiet right now. It was peaceful. You were speaking, and I was doing all the stuff right now.
Bugs that were talking back
there
to
you
me.
go. I'll just keep quiet. Sorry,
We'll see what happens here. Let's see if Mori can get through this chicane and make something happen. And here he comes. It looks like he got safe. Here we come, coming in at 3-2-1. Mori in the lead, Hayashi in the chase. Nice initiation coming in at 3-2-1. Coming into outer zone 1 right here. Mori, nice sweep into outer zone 1. Let's see what he's going to do here for outer zone 2. See if he can get all the way out there. Nice touch in outer zone 2, but a huge correction right there. It looks like Mori had a little issues coming from outer zone 2 to 3, finishing strong. But Hayashi definitely was losing that proximity after he left outer zone 1. So let's see this replay. Mori finally got through, so Mori suffered 2 faults, and if you get a 3rd fault, it's an incomplete. Here he is coming in at 3-2-1, initiating, coming to outer zone 1 real early, but able to stay right there in the safe zone for outer zone 1. And here it is right here where he had a little bit of the issues that previous cars were having, because it is kind of drying up a little bit more again. And then Hayashi coming from outer zone 2 to 3, definitely got a little gapped right there by Mori. But if you're just following in or tuning in, Mori suffered a spin, an incomplete on his initial lead run due to spinning out into the finish line. So we'll see here. For those of you, probably an easy call, but Yoichi Mamura is going to go ahead and go with Hayashi. Ryan Lontaine officially going with a Hayashi, and Robbie Nishida going with Kazuki Hayashi. So Kazuki Hayashi is going to be moving on to the top 16, and Hayashi gets the win. Congratulations. So that leaves us with one last battle for the left side of our bracket for the top 32. And that's going to be another one more time battle between Andrew Gray and Kazuya Matsukawa. This is going to be their second one more time battle that, you know, they're trying to duke it out. And I was going to say they're close on the, what is it?
Yeah, but before you start speaking about how close they were, we're going to go into a short break.
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカート7にしよう。777やる。横浜やる。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
Moti.
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
革新のカーボンベゼル Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
Moti. The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valenti.
Guys, I'm Marina。ということで皆さんこんにちは。こちらピットから大下克上を果たました32位から1位に打ち勝った末永選手にインタビューさせていただきたいと思います。お願いします。おめでとうございます。昨日の時にはちょっと遅れて、なんかいいんじゃないかと思って行かなかったというふうにおっしゃって。
昨日の予選はちょっとね思ってたより点数が伸びなくて予選落ちしちゃったな思ってたのでギリギリ30昨日の夜相当反しました。考えました。
昨日の夜 YouTube を見たっていうふうに来たんです。
いやめちゃめちゃ見ましたね。見てでものをちょっと考えてちょっとねセットアップそれが多分いい方向しかも僕の大好きな雨というはい
すいません雨女で今回の上がってきてますか？
ちょっとおかげさまで上がってきてます、はい、
目指す1位
もちろん目指すは1番で、はい
1位はい、ありがとうございます。Yesterday's qualifying session he was 32nd place and but today he beat yesterday's qualifying session top 1 driver. His name is Hibino and yesterday he watched YouTube and changed car setup and he changed front and he is good condition and he want to be a winner in this place. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Marina. So, yeah, as he was saying, he loves the rain. He thought he didn't qualify yesterday, and being able to be in, he was like, I guess he went and tried to study.
See, he did his research and everything, so that's awesome.
Well, I kind of wish that these guys do their research before they even come here. That's
You're right.
That's
You're
why,
right.
you know, and it's kind of surprising where
but it's
a lot of the guys don't.
It's kind of hard for
it's
kind of hard for him to say the research because the situation that we're in now. This is a totally different track now. You know, you're dealing with wet conditions and everything like that. Yesterday didn't deal with that, so he was able to, I guess, see where he did wrong because, like she just said, he qualified 32nd. He went against the first qualifier, so he definitely had to see how the first qualifier set himself up on the course, and now he had to do the same. So.
I would do that after I do my first qualifier run.
Well, that's why you're right. I know that's true.
I mean, I'm just speaking out loud,
but here we are. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the right side of the bracket. Our number 2 qualifier, Kanta Yanaguida against Mutsunori Yoshimura right here.
Yeah, Yoshimura did a great job, and Suzuka in the race.
Look at that proximity right there with Yoshimura right here against Yanaguida. But whoa, something happened right there coming in at outer zone 2 and definitely not good for.
No, I think it looks like Yoshimura maybe gave contact because I saw particles fly off of the car over there in between 1 to 2. So
let's see this replay, see what happened. But then he spun out right here, coming into outer zone 3, approaching outer zone 4. Let's see this replay. So Yanaguida got a 94 yesterday on his qualifying run. He's the lead right here. And here it is right here. Let's see if that contact happened or where it happened at. And kind of a bad angle right there, but here it is, finishing off, and there you go. You can see how he kind of lost it right there.
Yeah, so with or without that love tap, or even if it happened or not, I can't verify that right now.
I'll give you this. It didn't even phase.
Yeah, but it didn't really matter because Yoshimura kind of incompleted himself on his own, so I guess that contact probably didn't have anything to do with it. So
yeah, Kanta just kind of did his own thing.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing, but hey,
that's why I didn't even notice,
man. That's a 2J with I think it's like a 800-900 horsepower car versus
what he was
Yoshimura. Yoshimura's in a 500 horsepower SR, and yes, like I said, Suzuka, I think Yoshimura was 4th, and it did rain there, so maybe rain is, you know, something that he likes to drive in, and at the same time, you know, that's something that the wet surface is going to help him out a lot, and it looks like it did help him out all the way up until, you know, the contact and whatnot after that, up until outside zone 2.
That, and then also Kanta, this is a new vehicle for him this round. He was in an S14 last round at Ebisu. Was it SR powered going to a 2J powered, so definitely different power platform, but this young individual is nothing new to the drift scene. He's competed many a times in different series, so he was definitely ready for a little bit more powerhouse under his foot. So let's see what he's going to do in his chase position while Yoshimura is going to be in the lead here. And we were talking about earlier with the conditions of the track, you know, we could talk about horsepower all day long, but it's all coming down to the finesse and the skill of the driver and handling the power that's underneath their feet. So here they are coming in. Yoshimura is going to be in the lead while Kanta is going to be in the chase. See if he can close that proximity like Yoshimura did here at the beginning. Kanta coming in. Definitely needs to close that proximity into him right here. Playing it a little too safe, coming into outer zone 2. And Yoshimura definitely is running on him, going into outer zone 3 to 4, but this is where he spun out a little and messed up, but Kanta definitely not having that aggressive chase that we were expecting, especially after his 94 qualifying run.
Once again, Yanaguida kept it, he played it safe behind Yoshimura, not much proximity throughout the whole track. That's about 2 car, 3 car, 4 car almost lengths, or sideways, that is, that he's away. Both cars did a good job on what they're doing, but no proximity. But Yoshimura did spin out on the earlier run when he was giving chase to Yanaguida, so that it's not good enough. It's not big enough to flip that around, flip that over. But at the same time, just as we were saying earlier, you know, the whole inactive chase part. It's really hard. I mean, that was a very low energy tandem that he just did.
Yeah, the way he did, I mean, he hit those zones. I mean, Kanta definitely hit the zones, but he kind of seemed like he was doing his own thing. Like he was on his own. He wasn't aggressive. He didn't give a good chase. So if he gets the win here, moving on, he's definitely gonna have to step his game up coming in the top 16. Yoichi Imamura is gonna go left with Kanta. Ryan Lontaine with Kanta, and then Robbie Nishida going with Kanta. Yanaguida right here going on to the top 16. So Kanta, you will get the win moving on top 16, but like I said, step your game up. You can get through and give that aggressive chase.
Yeah, and as a number 2 qualifier, I'm pretty sure that he's got all the skills in the car to be able to do it with. And tough break for Yoshimura right there. I'm sure he was praying for rain to happen, and it did, but it did not. It actually maybe got him to spin out more, so maybe next time better luck for Yoshimura.
And here we are for round 3 of the battle of the left side bracket. This is our last battle of the left side bracket between number 100 Andrew Gray against number 99 Kazuya Matsukawa.
Yeah, let's see if these 2 cars. 100. Yeah, let's see if these 2 cars could put down clean runs in front and behind. Let's see who's going to take the win.
So Gray is in the lead. Matsukawa is on the chase. Here he is coming in, initiating early in a 3-cone right here. Coming into outer zone 1. Real early in outer zone 1. Dipping 3 tires by Andrew right there. Let's see if he can collect that back and get it back together here in outer zone 2. Matsukawa right there, keeping that proximity, but could definitely close it in a little bit more, finishing off right here. And these conditions are not making it easy for these drivers.
No, it's not. This wet and dry, patchy surface is actually, I mean, this is probably the worst condition you could be drifting in because, you know, the rain is kind of done and it's not full wet, I think. So very slick. Now, this looks like that's almost, or I mean, 3 tires off for Andrew Gray. Matsukawa, okay proximity behind him, very shallow angle, and he is just trying to take it easy behind Andrew Gray. So that's a big, that does not look good on the lead, where he did have to dip a lot of tires off at outside zone 1.
I was surprised too because he initiated real early coming into that 3-2-1 cone, and then initiating early, you figured he kind of like feather out and not hit the outer zone as early, but he hit that whole outer zone, and like you said, he dipped 3 tires almost.
Yeah, and that's the hard part because I know that's a pretty big car and it might be a heavy chassis, but you know, he was trying to flick it and, you know, do a very impressive initiation, and that could cause, you know, the car to float out more than he was expecting it to be. And also having to try to stop the car using the angle doesn't work as much in the rain because it is, you know, it is a slick surface. So everything didn't come out to go the way Gray was probably anticipating. But at the same time, Matsukawa wasn't too high of an energy chase driver right there too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to see what's gonna happen when these guys drive this track one more time, because I mean, this is the third one more time.
And here we are right here. So Matsukawa is going to be on the lead, Andrew Gray on the chase. So Matsukawa did have issues earlier. He did dip a few tires. So, you know, we're going to see what he's going to do on his lead run and see if he's going to play it safe or be super aggressive. But at the same time, let's see if Gray is going to be aggressive on that chase. But looks like for now, we got a pylon touch.
So that's going to be a restart. 1 strike for Matsukawa. Kind of unusual because probably one of the smaller chassis out here at the track for the series.
But I ain't gonna lie, he's got a insane, what is it?
Yeah, it is pretty wide though. That's probably one of the widest AE chassis that I've probably seen around. So, and also, you know, all this is probably a lot of pressure on these guys because it's like another one and another one. Obviously, both the cars going to want, or both the drivers going to want to move on too. So that's a lot of pressure, and both, you know, a lot of this waiting. And
in both these vehicles, high horsepower, 950 coming out of that 8.5. While you have Andrew's probably up there also.
Yeah, he's probably like 1,000 horsepower or something. So
we'll see here. Matsukawa is going to be on the lead. Looks like he came through safe through the chicane, coming in this 3-2-1 cone, initiating real early, dipping a little bit of tire right before that 3 cone, coming into outer zone 1. And look at that, Andrew Gray mimicking every bit of Matsukawa right there, and that's beautiful. That's what we want to see right there. Good job by Andrew coming through outer zone 2, transitioning outer zone 3, and oh my gosh, that is a proximity we want to see. Close it a little bit more right here in the finish. And oh wow, that's making it tough on him.
So I think Andrew Gray knows the big mistake that he made at the outside zone 1, that he is going to do everything he can to put it down and lay it down. He got super close, very, very impressive way to do a tandem, especially in the rain. But this goes to a lot of trust in the lead car. Look at that, very close, on the same line, on the same angle. Beautiful job by Andrew Gray behind. And also, Matsukawa, slightly shallower on an angle, but at the same time, he did run a good angle and a good line through outside zone 3. Beautiful job by both drivers. Now we're gonna go ahead and have to choose a winner.
Compare the lead to lead. It looks like Andrew Gray did on his lead run. That first outer zone, he dipped some tires, but same with Matsukawa at the same time. So definitely rough between the two. But that proximity is what we want to see. So we'll see here. See what the judges have to say. Conditions are very gloomy today. But really anticipating the call. This was their third run together. They had 2 one more times already. So here we are right here. Yoichi Mamura is going to go with Matsukawa, Ryan Lontan with Matsukawa, and Robbie Nishida with Matsukawa. So Kazuya Matsukawa gets the win, and he'll be moving on to top 16, finishing off the left side of our bracket.
This is a very tough call because the mistake Andrew Gray made on the outside zone 1, tipping 3 tires, is probably the biggest factor on this call. I mean, he did a very, very impressive chase run behind Matsukawa, and Matsukawa was nowhere near that. But at the same time, we do have to go by what we talk about at the drivers' meeting, where you have to keep the car within the track. And Matsukawa actually had 2 tires off, but it's not as critical as 3 tires. And yes, it is a bigger car. He was throwing more angle, and it was very impressive. We have to go with that call. Unfortunate that he didn't do a chase run like that earlier.
Yes.
You know, so this kind of shows everybody that just because it's top 32, you can't take it easy. You have to go hard from the start.
Yeah, that 3 tires was definitely a critical factor in that overall battle. But go ahead, moving on to our second battle on the right side of our bracket. It's going to be number 25, Masataka Kawashima in his GR Yaris, going against number 13, Yoshiro Takaki.
That was a restart.
Pylon touch. So yeah, this right here, his Yaris, is actually a new build. This is his debut for the season. So not last event, the event prior to that, he didn't make it to that VC round 2, but at the first event at Suzuka Twin Circuit, he was actually in his A90 Supra that he competes in another series. But he's out here in his brand new GR Yaris. It took about 4.5 months to get this thing built, squared away, and ready to go. And it's a pretty beast of a car.
Yeah, and he came out of nowhere, and he actually did a pretty good job at qualified too.
He did. And there's
man,
another
that's
one.
Man, that's 2 strikes.
So he definitely, but you can see how wide this chassis is. Yes, it looks like a short wheelbase, but it actually isn't. You said it was like an S13 wheelbase.
Yeah, about the same as it. It looked like it was about the same as S14.
S14, okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
so I think it's actually a good. It just looks shorter because of the overhang in the front tire and the rear tire. Yeah, it's like it's not there. So I know Ryan Turk drives the Corolla now in the U.S. and probably same thing. There's no overhang in the back, so when you have to stick this car to the edge of the track, you really have to stick it to the edge of the track because you don't have that bumper. The buffer zone, like you say, for some of the cars with the bumper sticking out, you actually have to put the tire on the wall or the edge of the pavement.
Makes it a little bit more riskier.
Yeah, exciting for the driver and for us to watch.
Here we are. So Kawashima with the Team M2 Racing. See if he can get through the chicane and get his lead run on. So Kawashima is going to be on the lead while we have Takaki on the chase. And here he is initiating at the 3 cone, coming into outer zone 1. Takaki needs to close that proximity on him, but looks like Kawashima right there is getting a nice lead run into those zones. Dipping a little bit of a tire, but ooh, can he hold on to it? Look at that. Takaki was able to hold on to that, but but that Yaris wanted to go off-roading right there. Man, Kawashima lost it right at the end. He was doing a solid lead run too.
So that is right before the finish line. 4 tires out, off the track. Not good right now. Not looking good for Kawashima. He did have a lot of gap created in between these 2 cars. Takaki had a really hard time keeping up with them after the initiation, and it looks like the gap was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And right after here, everything started to go wrong where Kawashima went a tire off on the outside zone 2, and he couldn't make his way back to outside zone 3 to fill that zone, and boom, after that, he was on a wrong line that darted him straight off course, right around the out zone 4 area. He didn't even hit any of the outside zone 4 cones. He actually went off course before that.
And you could see where he was going off the course on outer zone 4. There's actually a heavy gravel area where it's supposed to catch the driver before they hit the wall, and that's where his back end caught and straightened him back out, back onto the pavement on the off the course though. So very unfortunate because it was a solid run right off the jump, and then that happened right there. But that all comes in play, like we always talk about. Once you throw yourself offline, you got to try to gang yourself.
Yeah,
and when you're offline,
it's hard in the wet.
Exactly,
you know?
And that's what happened right there. He was offline. He wasn't even all the way out, not even anywhere close to outer zone 3, which affected his approach to outer zone 4, kicking him off the course.
So there's not that many lines that you could run, and these tracks are usually designed like that. And pretty much, if you're not on the line from the get-go, it's going to be really, really hard unless your car has like some kind of crazy mechanism that's going to help you out. Like Kenny just said, like you just said right now, you know, going I think everything went wrong after he went off. He dipped a tire or two at outside zone 2, and that's what happened, where that didn't give him the extra oomph to get out to the outside zone 3, and he did a transition way too early. So tough luck for Kawashima on his first run. Meanwhile, Takaki was kind of doing his own thing, and yes, I mean, he was even in the same, I don't know, time zone, because he was so far behind, but at the same time, the lead car did incomplete, pretty much going off course.
Yeah, and he suffered the dip in the 2 tires in the outer zone 2, which definitely threw him a little bit more angle than he anticipated, but he was able to catch it back and get back online. But like you said, he definitely wasn't in the same time zone. Hands down to the crew right there at the start line, getting him squared away, taped up, and getting his panels put back on. So hands down to those
there's
guys.
our starter, Kuro-chan. Kuroda is his real name, short Kuro-chan for short, and right there with the flag, that's Sugi-san, which is Sugita. And over there talking on the radio right now, there's Ebi-chan, which is, we're calling everybody with their short names, but that's Ebihara. He's one of the main tech guys right there. He's making sure that the car is squared and ready to go. I work with him a lot too, because I do a lot of tech stuff when I'm not doing the judging or the speaking. So,
and that's him actually calling Robbie. So there you go. See, definitely awesome team we have out there. So hands down to the guys behind the scenes. Definitely, it's a tight-knit family when it comes to these guys. But also, shout out to y'all fans out there for viewing. I know y'all are viewing from all over the world. It's all crazy hours, so we do appreciate it. And after this, we're gonna have the top 16. So I know it's gonna be even later for y'all in the States and in the other areas of the world. So we appreciate you guys sticking with us, viewing, and being here on the live chat with us. So it looks like they're checking in, make sure his car is good, and make sure the driver's good.
all right, so I just got some information from the tech guys. It looks like Kawashima's right rear tire dropped a bead. Oh. And we are thinking that it wasn't just from running, it's not from lower air pressure. Let me go ahead and explain that real quick.
I told y'all before, this man has many of jobs. So he's gonna come back and fill us in a little bit more what's going on with the lead tech down there and what happened with his vehicle on how he lost his speed for that. So he might be utilizing his 5-minute timeout. So we'll see what's going to happen. He's going to go ahead and roll back to the pits, get that squared away for Kawashima's GR Yaris.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and explain that real quick. I just explained that too.
Go ahead.
But now he is going to utilize his competition timeout because he did drop a bead. But usually if you just drop a bead when you're driving, it is not possible to do that. You're pretty much going to be an incomplete right there. But if it's a second run and you make the run, it's okay. But that was the first run. He dropped the bead. But at the same time, we pretty much thought he dropped the bead because he went off course. And yes, he went off course because of his own fault, but at the same time, the obstacles that are not on the track were off the track, so we're going to give him a chance where he can use his competition timeout to change his rear tires. And at the same time, it'll be unfair for Takaki to have to run on the same tires that he just drove on, so we give them an opportunity to be able to change his tires. But it looks like Takaki said, you know what, I'm just going to roll with it the way it is. I'm comfortable. So there you go. So right now we're going to wait for Kawashima to go ahead and square his car out. Here you go. There's a replay right here, him going off course. So Kawashima is going back to getting his tire situation. Yeah, so there, it looks like it's inflated right there still. Then boom, I think it caught on.
Right there when he came off course?
Yeah. So
but it's funny, one of the comments on here, it was pretty entertaining. They said maybe he should have got the 777 tire.
Exactly, because exactly, you got that right. He should have got the 777 tire because you know what? Those are snow tires. So
he could have gone off-roading all day long.
Yeah, with all that intense, I guess, situation that the tire could drive on. You're right. So hey, I'm kind of happy that the commercials are actually sticking. and you guys do. That's what they're intent to be, or that's what they're made for.
And we'll talk a little, probably more about the commercials a little later whenever you guys get to view them a little bit more, about a little bit breakdown of it. I know that those of you that already viewed this before, previously seen some of these commercials, so y'all probably heard what the Brid one means, but we'll get a little bit more detail into that because it's definitely an interesting commercial that had a lot of thought put into it. But look at this crew right here, just making things happen. These are the guys right here behind the scenes you don't ever get to see unless you come here and check them out.
That's right. So you can actually look on YouTube too, because FD has other channels, and they do explain about they explain stuff about the behind the scene things. It's pretty interesting because I watch all of them too. And you also have Kevin's Corner. He's the head tech that usually comes out here, but he's not here for because of the whole COVID mess. But he also has a GoPro with him that he does. He doesn't do the filming. It just kind of picks up the things that happens in the pits and stuff like that, behind the scenes stuff. Really good stuff.
So Kawashima has a lot of pressure on him for being in the chase in this situation due to his fact that he came off course as the lead, essentially give him that incomplete. So he definitely has a lot of pressure in the chase, and we'll see what's going on. And there you go, Yoshi right there, hustling.
Yeah, that's the Japanese Robbie. He's like 50-something years old, but he acts just like me, which is unlike a Japanese person because I'm a little different in Japan too. But all the guys that we work with can't appreciate to have any better crew here in Japan and also in the USA. Really good guys, really hard workers, and also the crews out there, like you said, the guys working behind the scenes, making it happen, as well as the drivers and supporters and sponsors. This is how it makes, FD go on.
Yeah, it makes FD.
This is a competition, but also it is entertainment as well. So good stuff, good stuff. I'm happy to be part of it.
So yeah, for all y'all that are just tuning in, if you are just tuning in from all around the world, I did see all the comments and everything coming in from Ireland, coming in from the UK, Aussie, Middle East, South Africa right there, shout out.
That's so awesome,
That's
man.
awesome to see that, because we're talking to all y'all out there. I know we get annoying, I know you probably don't want to hear us, but you know what? We're listening to you, we're seeing what you guys are writing, and we appreciate y'all tuning into this, especially with the rain and the bad weather, but it looks like things are getting better.
Dude, I would want to reply to everybody, but that's
nice.
Impossible.
I mean, I think that would be a separate live stream at that point.
No, we'd have to sit here for about a week or two because there are a lot of comments.
Yeah,
so.
and I can't, shout out to Brazil too. Unfortunately,
the fan favorite,
fan
Yukio
favorite.
Fausto actually didn't qualify yesterday, so it didn't look like,
I think 33rd. He just missed it. I mean, and we appreciate the Brazilian fans in here. You guys are always hyping it up. You guys are always in the chat room, making things happen. And I'm telling you right now, he says it every single time. Yukio Fausto loves y'all out there and he appreciates everything y'all do for him. And he was very upset that he didn't make it to top 32.
Yeah, he was.
Today.
I talked to him a little bit, and he did have a lot of car issues and stuff like that coming into this round. But it is no excuses. The best is gonna take it all the way. So he said he's gonna try to come back more stronger for the next round.
Yeah.
So good luck to him and his crew. And once again, thank you for supporting him, and thank you for supporting all the other drivers too. I'm pretty sure we would want to do more of a shout out for all the teams that are out here.
We're getting all these locations right now, all these flags coming out.
Nice.
We got South Korea,
hey, you're gonna have
Canada.
We're like flag illiterate, so you're gonna have to
New Zealand,
tell us. Yeah.
There you go. Appreciate y'all out there. We definitely do. We have this time to give y'all the shout out and all the love that we can give you, because these guys are getting squared away. But guess what? They're back at the line, and we got Kawashima in the chase this time, while Takaki is gonna be in the lead.
No, you said his name wrong. It's Takakaki.
I know, I always say Takaki, but hey, I'm getting it right now. Takaki is going to be in the lead. Let's see if he can give a good lead run, because right now it's kind of been a little iffy on these.
Yeah, and it's like it's like Blotzy service right now too. So
here he is, Takaki in the lead. Kawashima in the chase. Kawashima in the Yaris right here, coming in, trying to close that proximity. Pop the bead right there, coming. Oh, huge correction by Kawashima right there. But like I said, this is brand new platform for Kawashima, and I don't think he had much practice time at all in this car. Ooh, but there you go. It all comes down. the frustrating parts for the judges, but all I get to do is talk about it, so that's the best part for me.
Okay, so let me go ahead and explain that to you. That's the second time that this happened this weekend, or actually the third time that this happened this weekend. And yes, this surface is very hard to drive on, but Takaki does a good job right here. And if you're a lead car, you have to finish your car, even though right there, Kawashima does get an incomplete. But I am looking at that as an incomplete caused by Takaki kind of straightening out at the outside zone 1, and maybe he reacted to that. But at the same time, the lead car has to complete his run, but he didn't.
Yeah, he kind of got too much angle there, popped back and straightened straight through this finish line. So you have to complete yourself with a drift through the finish line, and Takaki definitely, he had it all the way till the end, and then right at the end he kind of dropped the ball there. But that's not official yet. We're going to get the official scores wrapped up, plugged into the system, and you guys are going to get it generated onto your screen, so I'll let y'all know whenever that comes around. But till then, check out that view. Like I said, we're in the middle of the mountains pretty much. 2.3 mile track here. They offer 4 different other tracks. Amazing facility. No complaints by me at all. Amazing facility. Awesome to see some vendors out here showing their stuff, selling some of their goods. And to the shout outs to the fans that are actually out here. Fans out there, and like we were talking about, fans out there on the live stream. But this is our first ever, spectator that we can have for the season. One more time by Yoichi Mamura, Ryan Longtime one more time, and Robbie Nishida one more time. And that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, because if you don't have a lead car, then you can't really judge the chase car either. So once a lead car, even though we don't want to go with, who incompleted where earlier at the track, later at the track, wherever it was, he did incomplete, so that run is gone. If you don't have a lead car, we can't do a tandem. So pretty much, even though Kawashima did do a big mistake at the outside zone 1, which saved him, so Takaki pretty much said the same thing as earlier, where Amagai was like, nope, let's do this fair and square one more time, and here you go. You're going to be able to see those 2 cars go again one more time.
And it's definitely rough, because, I mean, Takaki was doing a pretty good job throughout the whole entire thing, and that one mistake right there, that's all it takes. One mistake causes an incomplete, and that ruins his run. He could have been done the whole time, but when that one mistake happens, it kind of obsoletes both runs, and it comes down to one more time. Especially, you don't want to go down just like that. We want to see a good battle between the two, and nothing this crazy. We just want to see a good battle, tandem battle between these 2 drivers. And here we are, moving on to our next, waiting for that one more time to happen. But next is going to be number 36, Kazumi Takahashi versus Daichi Mizutani. Takahashi's in this JZX 100 that he's debuting here for us in Formula Drift Japan, while Mizutani's right here in his S15. It looks like Mizutani's falling a little behind. It dipped a little tire right there early in outer zone 1, affecting the rest of his line here throughout the course, but Takahashi taking care of business like he always does. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely miss his E92 that he was driving.
Yeah, you know what, this is just my opinion, but watching him in the E92, he looks a lot more comfortable. But let's go ahead and check out this car. This car is super lightweight, and that's probably another reason why, the flow doesn't look as sharp, but he does, it looks like he's going really, really fast right there, but Mizutani is nowhere near him. In behind, he's all over the place. He does a transition way too early, dips the tire, doesn't fill outside zone 3. And I gotta say, Takahashi's lead run isn't clean either. He doesn't make it all the way out to all the outside zones. And it kind of seems like he is trying to run away, but at the same time, Mizutani's run was not so good for the eyes either. So
yeah, he was struggling, dipping a tire here and there, and definitely struggling trying to keep up with Takahashi. So we'll see what Takahashi's going to do here on his chase, while Mizutani's going to be on the lead once they flip the script coming up to the start line. And surprisingly, Takahashi's car is actually super light. It's like 1,100 kilos or something. Super light for a JZX chassis. He's with TMS Racing, Team Cylon Tire, and then you have Mizutani in the Mizutani Jijosha S15. So we'll see what's going to happen here as they get lined up and squared away. Still has that green livery set up just like his E92. beautiful build by the car. I mean, I love it, but man, definitely cool to see different cars like that E92 he was driving earlier. And he still has the car. It's actually here on site. It's here at his pits, but he's showing us what he's got with this JZX 100.
Yeah, and it's surprising to see because, I mean, both of these cars are very beautiful cars, iconic cars, but they're both like 20-something years old.
Yes, so here he is right here. Mizutani is going to be on the lead while we have Takahashi on the chase. Here he is coming in. Let's see if Takahashi can close in on him in that outer zone 1. Ooh, a little hiccup by Mizutani right there. Let's see if he's going to finish strong in the outer zone 3. Real early in outer zone 3 with the both of them. Throwing them offline, dipping that tire right there and missing outer zone 4. So Mizutani definitely got, you know, thrown out of the loop, thrown out of his line after outer zone 2.
Yeah, it looks like Mizutani couldn't keep his line and angle and the stability of the car together so much when he was leading right now. Both the cars initiating, good job all the way up until here. Then he does actually go a tire off outside zone 1, kind of cuts in right there for outside zone 2, gives it more angle right there, hits the first cone, and does a transition way too early, throws a lot of angle, which creates the car to go on the inside, goes up on the inside rumble strip. Takahashi did a good job trying to mimic his line. Not a lot of proximity, but I think he knows where he's at, and he did just good enough.
Yeah, and Takahashi definitely, even he came in outer zone 3 early too. He was just mimicking and transitioning, trying to be as much as possible the same as Mizutani. So.
Yeah, and you know, it's true. It's so scary to drive in the rain because you don't know how the car in front of you is going to react if you don't have any kind of data on what kind of driver they are, what kind of car they are. And having a beautiful car like that, you know, having to stick it to the car and giving it that risk is going to be hard.
Takahashi's getting 2 votes. Let's see what Robbie has. Takahashi is going to be moving on. Kazumi Takahashi gets the win and will be moving on to the top 16.
Congratulations to Takahashi with his new debut of the car, and I believe Mizutani came in with the new power plant with the 2JZ, but this rain probably didn't help him out at all. He came in ready for the big track with power, but yeah, he's probably gonna have to get a little bit used to in the rain with the different kind of torque and the weight of the car. So better luck for him next time.
Yes, you're right on that. So let's see what we got coming up next. Is gonna be our next battle. Moving on is gonna be Kenji Yamada. He just pulled up in the AAA 888 red, white, and blue S15 going against Koichi Yamashita. Koichi Yamashita, he's actually our points leader with 211 points right now overall. He actually won round 2 of Ebisu with a really bad accident, and hands down to his crew. We were just talking about crews. His crew got his car ready, got 9 weeks to work on it, fixed it, because that damage was pretty
intense. I thought they were going to have to change chassis. But yes, Yamashita doesn't look like he is liking Sugo and how he was yesterday from the way he was qualifying yesterday. He was 23rd, but let's see what he's going to do behind Yamada.
So here it is, Yamada on the lead, Yamashita right there. Yamashita doing what he does best right there. Getting that tandem battle down, trying to close that proximity here in the outer zone 2. Ooh, and Yamada right there just having a little waiver going to outer zone 2, affecting a little bit of what Yamashita was going to approach on him. There they are, finishing off strong.
All right, thank you very much to Yamashita for giving that effort, because this is kind of what we are looking for, where there's a lot of excitement and there's a risk that he is taking, of course, but he doesn't want to take the win easily. He is going to fight for it. He knows that Yamada is going to go for a win as well, so he's giving it the all. Look at the close proximity where they started to initiate. Yes, Yamashita is on a shallower line slightly, but he does keep the proximity tight, and there's his towel.
We'll get that replay back on there for y'all.
This is more important than the replay.
Hey, the fans, they are. The fans are very important.
Go get yourself a Team Weld towel right now.
But no, definitely, fans are out here supporting their favorite drivers, favorite teams, so it's awesome to see. But let's see this replay here so these judges can get the right call.
Yeah, I didn't want you to think that they're trying to hide something from everybody. So I make sure that
they're convincing you that Team Weld.
Yeah, so there you go. And there you go. Right there, there was a slight stall by Yamada that causes Yamashita to kind of go offline. He couldn't go as deep as he was supposed to, but he is doing his best to stay as close as possible and keeping up good job by Yamashita running the similar line and angle that Yamada is going. Now we're going to have to see how Yamada is going to react to Yamashita's lead.
But man, Yamashita's pretty consistent. I know he struggled a little bit here at Sportsland Sugo yesterday on the drive pavement, getting his qualifying runs in. But I think, you know, he's ready to compete. I think tandem is his thing. So he's pretty consistent when he comes into these tandem battles. So here we are, Yamashita in the lead. Yamada on the chase. Initiating real early at that 3 cone, coming into outer zone 1 here. Yamada trying to get that line squared away to get that proximity closed in, but Yamashita just doing his thing, getting those zones. Little early leaving into outer zone 1 and real early into outer zone 3 right there. And Yamada just trying to keep as much as he can with this proximity to Yamashita. Probably not the best lead run we've seen from Yamashita this year.
No, it's not. There was a lot of wavering. I mean, that's probably caused by the surface, but it goes to both drivers. So the mistake that Yamada made out at the outside zone 2, I'm gonna have to go ahead and keep that in mind. But right here, Yamashita doesn't feel outside zone 1 as much, but goes out to right there. There's a bobble that Yamashita did as well, and it looks like Yamada is giving good chase as well. And it looks like Yamada is actually catching up to Yamashita towards the last
right at the
end of the track, versus Yamashita stayed close with them throughout the middle, up to the middle of the track.
So it's kind of a little opposite there, but like you said, they both had their fair share of like bobbles throughout that outer zone 2 moving on to the finish. Definitely a tough call for the judges, but there you are. That's a little view of the pit. So right where you see that other GR Yaris, the Cusco Yaris, that's where the FDJ2 driver pits were. So got a few of them sticking around supporting their teams, but there you are, teamwork, saying team well. Fan base right there. Even with the bad weather going on, his fans are out supporting him. So looks like the boats are getting put in now. And here we are, Yoichi Mamura is gonna go with Yamashita, Ryan Lontaine with Yamashita, and Robbie with Yamashita. So Koichi Yamashita gets the win, and he'll be moving on the top 16. Congratulations.
Yeah, so the reason why we went with Yamashita, and I almost went with the one more time, but Yamashita in his lead, yes, it wasn't the perfect lead run, but he did waver after the outside zone 2, which didn't affect Yamada. Yamada kind of did his individual mistake at the outside zone 2, where he went a little too wide or didn't get on the same line. At that same time, when Yamada was in the front of Yamashita outside zone 2, he did waver, which most likely would have affected Yamashita's run. So we had to pretty much make that call. Also, Yamashita, you know, diving in and giving us that impressive proximity from initiation all the way out to outside zone 2, before outside zone 2. That was very impressive versus Yamada kind of hung back. So we went with Yamashita. Congratulations, Yamashita. And man, I loved Yamada's qualify run, because his flick at outside zone 2 to 3 was fabulous. It was like super quick. If you haven't seen it, check out the qualifying. Yeah, check out the qualifying that we did yesterday. It's going to be on YouTube, so go check that out. That was very impressive. So sad to see Yamada go home early, but Yamashita makes a win, and hopefully good luck for Yamada for the next round.
And here we are, coming up to the line is going to be 770 Yusuke Kusaba in the A90 Supra, going against number 33 Junya Ishikawa. So Ishikawa actually pulled off second place. He's the one that made contact with Yamashita at the Ebisu circuit. That outer zone 1 was very unfortunate, not the way we wanted to end that battle, but things happen. This is racing at the end of the day. So took on second, and he's here to definitely come out and bring some
heat.
Bring some heat. Oh,
he brought some heat to Sugi-chan to wave that flag right there, because that's strike 1.
So strike 1.
And most likely, what is it?
Fight on touch.
Fight on touch.
Fight on touchy. Didn't you say you were gonna make a shirt yesterday?
No, I didn't say. I said somebody should.
Oh, there you go. Ideas are out. Pylon touch in the front, and then it says has a cone in the back.
I just thought of something I'm not gonna say on the live stream. But yeah, okay. See, I'm not understanding why there's so many pylon touches this round. So I think,
especially since you drove the high ace van through it at high speed. So
yeah, I went through there pretty fast.
So here he is right here. Kusaba's going to be in the lead. Ishikawa in the chase. Looks like he got there through the chicane clean. Coming into the 3-2-1 right here, initiating early. Kusaba right there, wavering a little bit, coming into outer zone 1. But Ishikawa right there. Look at that smoke right there. That's what we want to see. Looks like this track is making a turn for us. And here we go. Kusaba transitioning from 2 to 3. And Ishikawa dipping some tires there and throwing him completely offline, but being able to hold strong and finish his chase lap right there.
Yeah, that was not good. I know the surface change is playing with the driver's minds right here, but look at this initiation. Ishikawa being very close to Kusaba, going to outside zone 1. Kusaba not making it all the way out to outside zone 1, wavering a little. See a lot of smoke right there, but right there, little waver by Kusaba. Then, oh man, I don't even know if that's 2 tires, 3 tires, but it was like very, very close to almost an incomplete. I mean, that's almost 2 incompletes he did. I'm gonna have to look at that one more time, but he almost straightened going from outside zone 3 to 4. He almost had 3 tires off. So I even think that the 3rd tire off is pretty much on the line. And this is actually not looking good for Ishikawa. And the other hand, yes, Kusaba's lead run was not good. It kind of got sloppy after outside zone 2, not reaching it all the way outside to outside zone 1. After outside zone 2, he almost straightened. But you can see where some of the parts of the track are wet and dry.
Yeah, I was going to state the obvious. You could see how the track is drying up and it's gripping for these individuals. That's why you're getting a little bit of that wavering look from these vehicles. But that's the challenging part for them. That's what they're expecting. So let's see how they're going to adapt to the new conditions of this track. Yes, this track is being a little bipolar on us, but you know what? These are professional drivers, so we're going to see what they're going to do.
All right, so Ishikawa actually pulled off a crazy lead run, or a qualifying run yesterday, but he spun out at the end. And I think that would have been the highest qualifying run, so.
Yeah, here he is coming in, Ishikawa coming in the lead, while Kusaba having that wavering still, coming into outer zone 1 right here. Real shallow by Ishikawa in outer zone 1. Definitely needs to be a little deeper in those zones. See what he's going to do here. Real shallow in outer zone 2, so I'm not sure if he's just playing it safe or what, but definitely missed outer zone 3. And not sure what his, strategy was in that whole process for being in the lead, but definitely was shallow in all the zones.
Yeah, and I think it's just the grip level you have here, because, I mean, now it's dry. Or it looks like a lot of the parts are dry. Here we go. Look at all the tire smoke. A little bit of a timid initiation by Kusaba chasing. Not as close as Ishikawa, trying to get there, but he does run the right amount of angle. Mimics the line fairly well, mimics his angle fairly well, but no proximity. Right there, I think both cars did their fair share of mistakes.
I think they just made their own new outer zone for outer zone 3, because definitely they were.
Exactly, because, they're usually placed on there, so it's not easy to drive through. Everybody drives through the outer zone 3 earlier. If we did that, then everybody's going to get 100.
We have
That's
a
why we have to. Oh.
Clear sky.
Yeah, that's clear sky. Nice.
There you are. But yeah, outer zone 3 has definitely been getting beat up all weekend. There was grass there at one point, and now it's just a rut, dug up rut of just dirt. So here we are. Here's another replay of Kusaba's lead run.
There you go, Kusaba's lead run. He does waver there. Ishikawa, look at that. Looks like Ishikawa does a straight beam line. Too many tires off. Almost straightening again. And
then here you go, tables have been turned. This is when Ishikawa had his lead run with Kusaba on the chase. Definitely had that same waiver by Kusaba right there coming in out of 3-2-1, but let's see how they finish off here. Giving the judges the lead-to-lead, chase-to-chase view for these two drivers. So let's see what the judges put in. Here you go, Yoichi Imamura. What does he have for him? A one more time. Ryan Lantain with Kusaba and Robbie with Kusaba. So it looks like Robbie and Ryan went with Kusaba. So Yusuke Kusaba gets the win, and we'll be moving on with his A90 Supra.
Yeah, it was very close, but at the same time, I think the mistake, even including the mistake that Kusaba did when he was leading, Ishikawa made 2 major mistakes, almost 3 major mistakes when he was giving chase to Kusaba when they switched around. Ishikawa also wasn't stable and did not do a good job as a lead car as well, and Kusaba wasn't anywhere close in proximity, but at the same time didn't do a bad job copying his line and angle. So I know me and Lantain probably went with Kusaba because of those reasons. But I do understand that that was a very close call if you do look at it in different perspectives. And Yoichi Mamura went with it one more time, but he was outvoted by the 2 other judges.
So y'all seen this battle before, but they're back at it. Here we are, back to Kawashima and Takaki right here. Kawashima's in the GR Yaris coming into outer zone 1 right here. And Takaki trying to close that proximity, throwing a little bit of angle right there, but Straya having a huge correction. That's definitely just affected him right there. And I'll tell you right now, that portion of the track, you don't want to dip a tire. It drops like 3 to 4 inches and you're getting sucked in.
Yeah, so I guess not much explanation needed, I guess, for the lead run. Kawashima still looks like he's trying to get used to the car and the way the surface is. Does not go all the way out to outside zone 1, where he should be. Almost straightens right there. Reinitiated, then boom, right there, right behind him, Takaki spins out, dipping a tire. But Kawashima's.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough run to watch right there. Takaki right there dipped his tire on the inside portion, transitioning into outer zone 2. Kind of got sucked in and threw him off and made him spin out. But yeah, like we were talking about earlier, Kawashima, this is his first go with this car. Just got it built, took about 4.5 months, and this is his debut of this GR Yaris with a 2J power plant. Had it written down. Let's see.
All right, so there's a lot of things going on track right now because, you know, going from outside zone 1 to 2, Kawashima did his mistake, and it looked like he made a major correction there. Takaki also dipped the tire, spun out, so he completed there too. So we're going to have to go ahead and look at the replay again, but we'll go ahead and save that for later. Keep that in mind, and we're going to go ahead and see what's going to happen on this battle once they switch places.
So yeah, the Yaris is pushing about 800 horsepower, 2J power plant. And yeah, Takaki's got an SR 2.1 liter with 550 horsepower. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Takaki's in the lead with Kawashima on the chase right here. Kawashima definitely, straightening up right there for Kawashima. And not sure what happened with Takaki. You can see how slick it is with Takaki right there. That's all around. This has been a pretty rough run for Takaki, but at the same time, you had Kawashima had his own personal issues too. So we'll have to see this replay right here. So Takaki's lead one right here, kind of dissect a little bit more of what happened. Coming from outer zone 1, little shallow into outer zone 1. And then right there, that's the issue that a lot of people are having, gripping up or whatever's going on in that zone of the track. Kicked his front end forward, and that's all she wrote for him. So let's see here. See what the judges officially have to say. So this is just a back and forth battle between these two of making their fair share of mistakes. Definitely want to see cleaner runs out here, but the conditions of the track have changed. You have the patchy areas that are drying up, but here's another look at Kawashima's lead run right here. Here he is coming to outer zone 1. Definitely didn't get all the way out into outer zone 1 at all. Completely missed that, but there is a huge correction which affected his line going to outer zone 2 to outer zone 3 and kind of getting that straight right there also. Definitely making things tricky for these drivers and to adapt to the drier areas and wetter areas because they're not sure what's going on in which area. Here's another look at Takaki's lead run right there. He was a little bit more in outer zone 1, but still can definitely get a little bit deeper in outer zone 1. But there you go, boom. But the track also provides its own challenges. They're coming downhill to uphill into outer zone 1, and then from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2, it starts descending down to outer zone 3 and outer zone 4, where outer zone 4 is just a straight 90-degree into the finish. So with those conditions, or with the weather conditions, track conditions, and then the track setup, it's just it's a recipe for could be disaster. But hey, we've seen these other, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 11 passes, or 11 competitions or tandem battles happen, so not sure what's going on. Waiting for the judges' call. We are Yoichi Mamura is going to go with Kawashima. Ryan Lontane's going to go with it one more time, and Robbie Nishida is going to go with Kawashima. So Kawashima gets the win, and we'll be moving on with his GR Yaris.
That was a very close call with the one more time, and I do understand Lontane's call with the one more time because both the cars pretty much was on, well, one of them was very obvious as incomplete, and the other one was very on the verge of incomplete or not because he did correct majorly when he was leading. But it was just too sloppy to even make a call, and yes, one more time could have been a way to go too. But I think me and Imamura went with the less obvious, where the mistakes that Takaki did on his lead run was a lot bigger because, I mean, he went 4 tires off. When he was behind, he spun out. So it's just that, you know, that's not, that's probably not it's not a one more time that everybody wants to see. Yeah. And that's really hard to make a call with runs like this because it just makes it really, really hard for us because it's like we just have to be like counting and nitpicking at the mistakes and what timing and where and how heavy that is. It's just that was a mess. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that was a mess.
But that was their second battle between each other because they had a one more time. Both made their fair share of mistakes in their first run, and then that right there, you didn't see the cleanest runs. We're all on the same page with that. But the amount of the extreme of the mistakes that Takaki made, especially with his completely going off track there and then spinning out as a lead run, affected it. But Kawashima finished his lead run and was able to throw something down while Takaki,
yeah, and you know, he did. I'm just gonna have to say that he didn't straighten all the way. It looked really close.
Yeah.
Or even if it was, I don't even know if he like saved it really well, or you know, I don't know, you know.
So yeah, next up going to be the battle. They're not quite up yet. I think they're, oh, here they are coming up where the double knot sign is, getting their tires warmed up. Sorry, I have bad eyes. I was totally wrong. It wasn't them.
That was Kawashima coming back to the pits.
I know.
But yes, there are the pits right here. Very, very, very beautiful facility. Thank you for having us, Sportsland Sugo. This is a huge track, 2.3 miles around. Yeah. Big facility with big parking lot. Oh, there you go.
There you go. They're ready to come out.
Box, yeah.
And like we were talking about yesterday, where the Dunlop sign, where it just drops off, looks like it drops to the face of the earth. It's about, I don't know, 200-300 yards down, and that's where the burnout box is. It's a little off the track, so we don't ruin the track conditions. They put us off to the side for the burnout box. But like he said, appreciate them. It's all the way up here in the Miyagi Prefecture, which if you've been to Ebisu Circuit, it's about an hour and a half north of Ebisu Circuit. So not too far from Ebisu Circuit, but beautiful facility, 2.3 miles, 4 different tracks. It's got a dirt track, it's got a little go-kart track, and this track, and then it has another track called West Course Track. So definitely appreciate the hospitality and the condition of the facility itself by the host here at Sportsland Sugo.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's just really humid and hot right now, and I was just looking. Same as yesterday. I brought a towel and I lost it, and today I can't find it either. So
you want to borrow mine?
Does it have your sweat on it?
Yes.
Can I use it?
But hey, enough of that. Let's go right back into the next battles coming up. So we have 3 more battles for the top 32. Next coming up is going to be number 125, Yoshichika Tamagawa against number 18, Tetsuya Iha.
Yeah, hopefully these last 3 battles are going to give you something to actually stand up on to watch. I want to see some excitement. Let's go, guys. Let's go. 2
interesting cars, too. You got the JZ80 Supra against the big body crown athlete.
200 crown, yeah.
Yeah, 200 crown athlete. So this is a newer crown athlete, but not the newest. But Iha is from Okinawa. He's with Kartus Okinawa with Nor, while you have Tamagawa with Car Guy Racing. So definitely seen Iha improve throughout the races from last year to this year, and I'm excited to see what he's going to throw down as the chase here in their first run together in the tandem battle for top 32. Here he is coming in. Iha chasing Tamagawa. Tamagawa right there, just a little shallow in outer zone 1. And there you go right there. You can see him catching a little bit of grip right there by Iha. And woo! And we were talking about that yesterday. That's that danger zone, that transition coming from 2 to 3.
Oh.
A little straightening right there. I don't know what happened right there at the end, if he gripped up or what, but yeah, we were talking about the danger zone from 2 to 3, where that smoke trail is going to transition, and that's where the chase driver is going to fall into it.
All right, so I think it's becoming a little obvious where it's getting dry and where it's still wet. Let's go and check this out, where Tamagawa initiates both cars. Good amount of space in between the cars. Tamagawa shallows up a lot right there, going from outside zone 1. Iha tries to copy his line, goes out a little bit too much, and right here looks like not a lot of people drove through there. That's why towards the end of the track, right before the outside zone 4, looks like it's still dampy there, because from earlier on, we've been seeing cars cut in and nobody ran the outside line, so that part's probably still wet.
You're right.
So right now, it looks like Iha went a little wider, and he probably almost went off with tires, so he pretty much had to lose his angle to straighten the car out to save himself from going off the track.
So let's see here. They're rolling up back to the line. So we're going to have Iha in the lead, and Tamagawa is going to be in the chase for their second run together. I'm excited for the last battle.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm excited for this battle.
I can't tell by your voice. So here we are. Iha's going to be on the lead. Tamagawa's going to be on the chase. And let's see how Iha's going to throw down for his lead run. And if Tamagawa can keep that close proximity to Iha during this battle right here, coming into the 3-2-1 cone. Nice early initiation by Iha, coming into outer zone 1. But wow, coming way high, but being able to keep control and catch that early portion.
Huge correction by Tamagawa at the outside zone 1.
Real early, but dragging all the way through to outer zone 3. And hitting the, ooh, and a little love tap right at the end, just to show the presence that he was there.
Yeah, so as you can see right there, the grip level changed because Tamagawa was on a smaller line, tighter line, where it was drying up, versus Iha was still on the wet line, finishing off the track, and that's probably why Tamagawa caught up so fast. But let's go ahead and look at this one more time. Nice angle by Iha and a lot of straightening right there by Tamagawa chasing. No proximity, so he's gonna have to play catch up, taking a smaller line to get closer. And now he kind of beelines the outside zone 3, and then he's in the smaller line just to play catch up with Iha.
But definitely, I'll give you that. Iha definitely did a good job in outer zone 3. He started early in outer zone 3, but he was able to drag it all the way through outer zone 3 and still be able to make it to outer zone 4. So we'll see what the judges have for these two. Iha in the Crown, while we have Tamagawa in the JZ80 Supra. Here's a replay right here with Tamagawa's lead run and Iha's chase. There you are, you can see Iha had a good chase going on. Could have closed that proximity a little bit more, but definitely made that hard mistake, or that huge mistake at the very end of that run. But let's see what Iha did here while Tamagawa was on the chase. Here they come, coming out of zone one. Real early in outer zone one for Iha. I don't know if it threw him off for Tamagawa, which he had to drag that all the way out and kind of messed him up. But here is Iha filling in outer zone 3 early, all the way through. Had a little, not correction or anything, but yeah, I had a little hiccup right there coming through to outer zone 4. Let's see what these judges are going to say for it. They're going to get one more replay for these judges to take a good look at it. They got to make the right call. Like I said before, this is our... got 2 more tandem battles after this for our top 32, and we'll have our top 16 squared away. Here it is, Tamagawa's lead run with Iha in the chase. And if you're just joining in, I mean, we've had crazy conditions out here. The conditions of the track, the setup of the track, everything like that, it's been insane. But looks like the track is actually trying to play on our side so we can have an exciting top 16 battle. But these drivers definitely have to kind of figure out the conditions with this insane bipolar conditions that's going on.
Yeah, and you know what? If it's gonna stay like this, hopefully it does, because it's just, you know, everything's all over the place. But we are double checking everything, and in my opinion, before we make the call, I'm going to have to say I'm probably going to incomplete both of the chase cars, because Tamagawa straightened pretty hard on outside zone 1. Iha straightened outside zone 4.
Yeah. So they both had their fair share of straightening right there. So it's going to be, and like we talked about earlier, we talk about every event. These judges are comparing the lead to lead, chase to chase, and that's how they make their decisions and their calls. So they're nitpicking each lead to lead,
and that's even close too. If you look at the lead to lead for these cars. But like we always said, just like the other track or other battles we had, you know, both of the cars are, you know, doing their own fair share of mistakes, and it's a lot of it.
So Yoichi Momura wants a one more time, Ryan Lontaine with a one more time, and Robbie Nishida with Iha, so Tetsuya Iha. So there you go.
One more time, yeah. Just like I said, I just dropped both the chase runs, and I'm pretty sure that's what the other judges did too, but they probably checked both the lead runs to see. I just thought that Iha actually made it out to the outside zone 3 a little bit better, and in the lead, Tamagawa kind of almost straightened out coming from outside zone 1 to 2. But it was really, really close, and I do agree with the one more time as well. So let's go ahead and give these two cars another chance to duke it out and see who gets on top.
But till then, we're going to move on to our next battle, which is number 5, Tomoki Tanaka against number 666, Shuichi Mano. Shuichi Mano's in the 1 Via, while Tanaka's in the JZX 100 Chaser with the V-style good ride with Tetsujin. And you have the Charlie Boy style with Vittor tires, 1 Via. So let's see what how they're gonna perform here with this new setup or new track conditions that are going on. So you have Tanaka in the lead and Mano in the chase. Looks like they're ready to go. Coming through the chicane right here, coming up to the 3-2-1. Tanaka having a nice initiation coming to the 3-cone right there into outer zone 1. See if he can get all the way out there. Real shallow in outer zone 1 for him, but causing Mano to get thrown off, trying to copy his line right there. Coming into outer zone 3 right here, falling far behind after dipping his front end on that inside portion coming into outer zone 2. Things are getting frustrating.
We have to commentate. Just kidding. But I know it's getting frustrating, and guys, you know, bear with us because the track condition it sucks, you know, and I mean, these runs are kind of getting sloppier and sloppier the more it gets half dry, and look at that right there. Tanaka incompleted in front, and I am going to that's not an incomplete because his run was already over when Tanaka incompleted, but
it's not a good sign him being stuck on the road right here.
But I think since Tanaka went off course, he made the mistake. Mano was just trying to do his job, and I think Mano got caught up in the mistake that Tanaka did, and that's why he got thrown off.
Here you go, we got clearer skies now, so the drones are able to give us some bird's eye view imagery right here. Let's see what he's going to see. Real shallow coming into outer zone 1, and there it is, both of them dipping real deep. And like I told you before, that rut's like 3 inches deep on the inside portion.
That'll catch something for sure.
And then right there, like you were talking about, Tanaka at the end just completely straightening up and going through the finish. And not sure what happened to Mano's car coming through, but it's not looking good. You can see right here on the screen.
Yeah, hopefully his car is okay because that is a major drop that he did go off on in between outside zone 1 to 2. So.
Try to find out everything's okay. See if he might just be stuck. So we'll see here. So yeah, once again, thanks again to the fans out there that are out there watching us on the live stream. We appreciate it. Can't give you guys enough props for hanging out with us. We're being annoying. We apologize.
Yeah, but before that, we'll show you something else other than hearing us on
check
online.
out these commercials.
Yeah, go ahead and check that out.滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカートセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
Moti.
The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
冬の運転心配ねあ、あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカードセブンにしようセブンセブンセブンやる横浜やる
革新のカーボンベゼル Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
Moti. The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valenti.
冬の運転心配ね。あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮。チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
モティ The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
冬の運転心配ね。あれは横浜タイヤのアイスガードセブンだ。
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカードセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
Made in Japan. Breed.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
Moti. The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
And we're back here at the G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan Round 3 here at Sportsland Sugo, Miyagi Prefecture. Finishing up our top 32 battles. We already got our left side bracket done, but we still have 3 more battles on the right side if you're just joining in, that is.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on the one more time that we just had with Yoshichika Tamagawa and Tetsuya Iha.
Yes, but after that one more time, we went straight into Tanaka and Mano, and those of you that were watching, they both kind of had issues, and then Mano got washed out into the side. He was either stuck or whatever, but you could see how they're towing him off, so it's a little bit more serious than just being stuck.
Yeah,
but
so
at the same time...
So Mano had, I guess Mano dipped his tire chasing Tanaka in between outside zone 1 to 2. He broke a tie rod, I believe, and now he is getting towed off. And in front of him was Tanaka, who also got an incomplete for his lead run. He went off course, and I guess something picked up, he threw a belt, and they found out that his crank pulley was broke or missing because Tanaka's car is already in the pits. So they called the 5, and they found out with all that stuff, and they figured they won't be able to fix it within the 5 minutes, so they actually threw in the towel.
Okay, so they went ahead and tapped out there. So Tanaka, like he was saying, tapped out. But yeah, right at the end of that run, you saw how he straightened up, and that's probably what caused it right there. He lost all power steering and everything else. So we'll see if they can get Mano's car squared away or not. There you go, the Heyman flag. So I was talking about earlier, the interesting battle that I'm looking forward to is the last battle of the top 32, and it's actually going to be between a husband and wife. It's going to be against number 90 Shinji Minoa and number 168 Masayo Minoa. That's going to be an interesting battle. This isn't the first time they battled each other here at Formula Drift Japan, but we haven't seen a battle by them two in a very long time. So we'll see here. Once Mano's car makes it back to the pit, they're going to make their call. They're going to get their 5-minute timeout and be able to square away and take a look at the car on whether or not it's going to be repairable in that time or not.
Yeah, so where do you ever see a girlfriend and boyfriend going at head-to-head at a professional series anywhere around the world? This is better than that because this is wife and husband.
I know.
And hopefully one of these days see their kid, their son,
yes.
Hiro, which is an excellent driver as well, which is only 11 years old.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out their social media of his driving, I've seen him in person, phenomenal driver, but I mean, look, both your mom and dad are pro drivers, so I guess he's learning from the best here. The car that's in front, that's Shinji Minowa, that was actually in the United States last year, but due to COVID, Shinji wasn't able to make it to the U.S. event, but he had full plans to be there the whole year to compete against the U.S. drivers. Car ended up making it back. He had issues with his JZX 100. That's why he is now powering this JZX 90 Mark II that he took to the States.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see.
So Shinji Minowa, so both with Heyman, TM Labo. Shinji's going to be in the lead, while his wife, Masayo, is going to be in the chase. Masayo right now is actually the only FDJ pro female competitor right now, so she definitely got a lot on her shoulders, but here she is. They're both lined up, ready to go, and let's see how they're going to throw down. Looks like they're ready to go. Like I said before, Shinji in the lead, Masayo in the chase. And here they come, coming through the chicane. Shinji coming in to 3-2-1. Initiating early into 3-2-1. Masayo right there, right beside him. Coming in, see if she can hold it through. Oh, she threw some huge angle right there, slowing her up, making her do a huge correction. But Shinji continuing on to outer zone 2. Kicking it back around to outer zone 3. And you can see how this track is drying up quick on us right here. Coming into the finish for Shinji. But Masayo definitely had a hiccup there at the start, affecting her line all the way through to the finish. So here's a replay right here. Shinji in the lead, Masayo in the chase. Hard flick by Shinji. She kind of trailed a little bit afterwards, but then had to kind of do a reinitiation right here. But then again, that could be due to the conditions of the track. You know, there's a wet patch still early going from the 3-2-1 to outer zone 1. So here they are coming back through the course. They're going to flip the roles. So Masayo's going to be in the lead. Shinji's going to be on the chase.
Yeah, so there was a lot of mistakes made by Masayo Minowa behind Shinji Minowa, and Shinji Minowa pretty much did an average run as a lead run. So it wasn't a spectacular run.
It wasn't.
But looking at the conditions that we have right now and the previous runs that we had where a lot of the cars were all over the place, I guess I got to give them props for actually making a clean, solid run as a lead driver.
Yeah, you're right. And I was telling them earlier, coming from the 3-2-1 to outer zone 1, that patch has still got a lot of, you know, damp, wet areas and splotchy areas. So not sure if that affected Masayo whenever she initiated coming in and straightening back up, because she hit some hard angle coming into outer zone 1, but then kind of threw her off line and straightened up. But let's see what she's going to do as her lead run here against Shinji.
So let's see what happened with Masayo Minowa lead. She is sitting on an incomplete, so...
Is he going to have to sleep on the couch? Here he comes, coming in right here. Masayo coming in. Nice initiation, coming in outer zone. Real subtle, trying to get all the way out there. Not quite all the way out, but Shinji trying to close that proximity on her. Coming into outer zone 2. Keeping that somewhat close proximity. A lot closer than we've seen earlier in this tandem battles. And here he is finishing off strong right there, trying to get up to her rear quarter.
Wow, that was really refreshing to see, and thank you to the couple right here out there, because I mean, we finally got to see a decent tandem run right now, and obviously it looks like it's getting pretty dry all the way out there. And Masayo doesn't carry herself all the way out to the outside zones, but at the same time she does keep her angle, not a high rate of angle, but she does run a line which is decent. Minowa is behind her, trying to mimic her every move, and look at that. She is giving it effort. Yeah, she is giving effort to try to give and lay down a really, really good lead run. congrats to the couple out there. But this is not going to be severe enough for her, or for her to be able to flip the vote because of the major mistake she made behind her husband Shinji. So we probably know what it's gonna, or how it's gonna go. But great job by both drivers.
But for sure, Minoa is going to be moving on.
I think I'm just happy because that's like the first thing puff of smoke that we were able to see.
By both of them too.
Yeah.
Yoichi Mamura is going to go with Shinji Minoa, Ryan with Shinji, and Robbie is going to push left to Shinji. So Shinji Minoa gets the win and will be moving on, but great job by the two. Awesome second portion of that.
Yeah, great job by both the drivers, and I think that she should be proud of what she just did right now because of the condition we're in right now, and watching all the cars that we had previously. You know, it must have been kind of frightening to be out there, but she laid down a run. It was good. And also, talking about girlfriend and boyfriend driving together, I don't know if they had battled each other, but I think Andy and Emily, when they were a couple, I think they drove together in their cars too. And I think Frederick Osbo and his girlfriend, or his wife now, Hunter, she competes somewhere in Europe too, so they probably drive together too. So there's going to be a lot of couple drivers out there. It's going to be fun. And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to always root for the girlfriend or the wife.
Exactly.
Being biased.
But I'm definitely going to say I can't wait to see their son, you know, compete here soon.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy because
11 years old doing the things he's doing. I mean, at 11 years old, I think I was still playing with Hot Wheels. Well, maybe not.
I think I'll either. No, I think riding bicycles.
All right, we're going back to our one more time battle from earlier by Yoshihiko Tamagawa and Tetsuya Iha coming in. Tamagawa in the lead in the Supra, while we're coming in with Iha in that big body crowd, closing in on him right here, throwing that smoke show, but Iha not getting too faded. And look at that, Tamagawa just pushing and completing this run, throwing that smoke show for us. And Iha definitely had to, you know, close his line a little, come from 2 to 3. So let's see this replay.
Wow, so let me tell you, the track got dry real quick. So I would even tell the drivers if I was spotter that it's full dry, so just kind of go. And right there, and good job by Iha running through that trail and probably not being able to see anything. He did not fill outside zone 3 as well as he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And there wasn't so much proximity there. But yes, this kind of shows how much Tamagawa Supra is gripped up.
Yeah, Tamagawa definitely struggled from outer zone 1, and then right here, outer zone 2, he wasn't all the way into that zone. He was real shallow.
Yeah, he took a smaller line, so this is almost like a runaway line, I guess.
But like you said, Iha definitely controlled himself and was able to fight through that smoke. But let's see if he'll give a little taste of that smoke show to Tamagawa here on his lead run.
Yeah, so both cars packed with 2 JZs. Unusual cars to see out on drift events right here. A Supra. I know there's other Supras all over the world.
And you could see the size comparison. That crown makes that thing makes the Supra look tiny.
Yeah, the crown, look at that. It's like really big. I mean,
Crown Athlete, beautiful car. It's usually a luxury car, like a luxury sport car. But to see it out here competing. Oh, but we forgot to mention, we mentioned last event, they actually did a huge weight reduction. Like they customized the doors because they don't come with fiberglass doors, or they don't make aftermarket ones. They customize something to drop drop some weight, because obviously it's a heavy 4-door beast. Here he comes coming in. Iha in the lead, Tamagawa in the chase, coming in 3-2-1. Nice initiation, but look at that, Tamagawa right on him. Letting off a little bit. Ooh, definitely had that dip right there in outer zone 1. Coming into outer zone 3, 4, Iha, but oh my gosh, Iha coming out right there. And this is where Tamagawa definitely zoned in on him and honed in and tried to close that proximity. But oh, if only Tamagawa could have kept that proximity from the start, how he dove right into him.
yeah, but there's a lot of mistakes made again, because right here, Iha works his way to the outside zone 1. Right there, Tamagawa almost straightens on during the outside zone 1. Iha doesn't make it to the outside zone 2, dips 2 tires outside zone 3. Tamagawa cuts and does not fill outside zone 3 at all. to catch up with Iha.
So we'll see here. We'll see what the judges have to say. Here's another replay of the bird's eye view from our drone crew. Didn't quite hit right there, the outer zone 2, but that outer zone 3 was real early into it and deep into the outer zone 3. Another replay for the Tamagawa as a lead. Here we go right here. Didn't quite get out to the outer zone there. Didn't hit the outer zone 2. And then outer zone, he was real quick to get out of outer zone 3 right there for Tamagawa. And then here's the tables being turned. Iha in the lead. Nice proximity right there, but then Iha pushing or progressing forward was all the way in that zone. Tamagawa kind of got a little off track there. But then there you go. He kind of made that mistake of going too early and too deep into outer zone 3. And this right here is a one more time battle if you're just joining in. We have 2 battles, or this battle and another battle, and then we'll be done with our top 32 and we'll be rolling into our top 16 here in the next few hours. Let's see. So it's been a pretty long top 32 battle. We're almost rolling into 3 hours into this top 32 battle. There's been a multiple one more times. Track conditions have been crazy. We've had rain, we've had dry, we have patchy area conditions. So definitely real interesting. And you can see right now we just got that overcast, but in the distance we got some clear skies coming in. So we'll see here, still waiting on the judges, getting the votes put into the system. Here we go, Yoichi Imamura is gonna go with Tamagawa, Ryan Tamagawa, and Robbie with Tamagawa. So Yoshihiko Tamagawa in the JZA80 Supra is gonna be going on to the top 16 and he gets the win.
Yeah, so another hard call. Another hard call because of a lot of sloppy driving. There's a lot of mistakes that both cars made and we had to kind of dissect that run. Pretty much it looked like Tamagawa was a little bit more cleaner in the lead. Iha had to run smaller run, but at the same time he did go 2 tires off and it looked a lot sloppier, so Tamagawa had slightly better lead run. And yes, Tamagawa made a mistake when he was chasing around outside zone 1, but it's not like he incompleted there. There was a lot of wavering, but at the same time Iha wasn't as close as he was supposed to be throughout the whole track, and he kind of got left in the dust. So we went with Tamagawa. So I mean, still a close call, but not gonna say that it was a close battle. It was a close call because I think both cars had their own fair share of
yeah, and they've made it pretty close. That was their one more time battle, so it was rough for them to start. So like you said, you guys really had to hone in on their mistakes and then factor in which mistakes were larger or not.
All right, and sorry guys, we're not trying to do this on purpose. We're trying to make it right. So, you know, there's a lot of one more times, and we did not think that the competition was going to get pushed back so much, but we are running a lot. We're running out of time, so we're going to be starting the afternoon schedule an hour later. So opening ceremony is going to start at 2:30. Opening ceremony is going to start at 2:30, and the top 16 is going to start at 3, which is 1500. So
that's all local time for
local Japan time. Yeah. So yes, we apologize for any inconvenience.
But that's the thing, being live, and you know, you don't know how competitions are going to go. They're going to drag out, or what they're going to do, especially with track conditions and everything going on. You just got to roll with the punches and make things happen. So we got one more waiting on. So Tanaka, Tomoki Tanaka, number 5, with the V-style good ride with Tetsujin. JZX 100 chased it. He actually had to tap out of his run. You just saw him on the lead run right there. We were unable to get the chase run due to his car condition and Tsuchimano's condition of his car. We're trying to find out the rest of what's going on with Mano's car. And you can see right there his crew working hard and trying to get that arm squared away so he could do his run and show that his car is ready to move on to the top 16. There you go, thumbs up by the crew. Look at all that dirt that he accumulated. They ain't probably too happy about cleaning that. But there you go, the Vittor tire livery on there, his tire sponsor. Thanks to his tire sponsor out there. So here you go.
All right, so as we were looking at the battles and stuff like that, Mano is already back. There you go. That's the timer right there. He has 2 more minutes left, and they had to change the tie rod out. So hopefully they make it, because if he does make it, Tanaka's already out. So that'll actually give him the win to go into top 32.
Yeah, Shuichi Mano, he's with the Charlie Boy style with Vittor tires, driving that 1 so you don't see too many of those, you know, rocking the 1 look. But he's packed with the 2J, so that's pretty big powerhouse under that light chassis.
Yeah, and let me go ahead and talk about scenarios. Right now, if Mano gets his car fixed and he goes back out within this next minute and 40 seconds, he's automatically going to get the win. He just has to show that his car is able to drive through the track under its own power. If Mano doesn't get his car fixed, he's also going to get the win for this round because he's the chase car, and Tanaka was the one who zeroed out in front of him, even though, well, Tanaka was supposed to finish his run and he wasn't able to finish his run. Due to that, the chase car is going to get the win, but since Mano's not going to be able to finish, or if he doesn't fix his car within the time limit, he's not going to be able to battle at top 16. So whoever he's going to be going against at top 16 is going to automatically get the win. So he's not going to be able to go further to give any kind of fight.
So that means Shinji Minowa would just go ahead and move on from top 16 to the grade 8.
Exactly. So, I mean, if I was a team, I would just get the car ready, just whatever condition, forget the toe, I would just
and
get it
down. It's
down.
looking good. Look at that. That right there. Look at the
hustle by the team. Good job by the team.
Pushed out by the team. There you go.
Mano made it within his time. I think there was some time left.
Just a few seconds. He was just shy. He's finding out exactly how much time he had left, but congratulations to his team to get him back out there. And that ain't easy. Look at that. Exhaustion from the team right there. So hands down, a round of applause for those guys. Congratulations. So let's see him produce this buy run right here, show that the car is operational and ready to go.
Yeah, so he's like a privateer small team, and I think these are like a gang of guys that are here helping him out from other teams as well. So that's so cool, the whole camaraderie that you see with the drifting community. Everybody, you know, comes out to help each other out. So good job by the team, and congratulations to Mano for moving on. And tough break for Tanaka. Better luck for him next round, because he did qualify 6th, so he did really well at yesterday's qualify. So
well, let's not talk too soon. There's some issues going on. He took he U-turned up there and it's not looking good. His tire is turning right, but I think he's trying to turn left for the U-turn. And they're gonna find out, Robbie's gonna find out a little bit more information through his tech crew on what had happened, if it came apart again or not. Because if it did, that's a tough break for his team. His team came together, got the car squared away for what they thought was squared away, and we'll see. Stuck at the U-turn right now. But I'm just lost just like y'all. I don't know exactly what's going on and everything. Robbie's trying to figure everything out, and he'll come back on the mic and let us know. But till then, this is our last run. This is going to be the bye run because Tanaka went ahead and tapped out because his crankshaft pulley separated and he lost his belt. So he went ahead and tapped out because they weren't going to be able to get it done in the 5-minute competition timeout time frame. So Shinichi Mano was going to get the bye, but he has to be able to run that bye run in order to move on to the top 16. And he had issues breaking his tie rod, or not sure exactly what he broke, coming from outer zone 1 to 2, having him be towed off, which led us to the long commercial break, which you guys got to check out. So let's see what Robbie has to say about what's going on.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and explain that. Just like what I was saying, too bad, tough break for Mano, but his tie rod, I guess it popped out or did something, so he is not going to be able to run. He has no more competition timeout. He has no time. He has no time to fix the car anymore, so he is out as well. So both cars are out. Does not happen as often. And I was just speaking with, checking with the rules and stuff like that. Since Tanaka was the lead car and he could not give Mano a lead run to chase, I guess Mano gets the win for this round, but they also both couldn't get their car fixed. So Tanaka's out. So he just already,
he tapped out
lost.
already.
And now Mano couldn't get his car fixed either. So Mano is not going to drive for the next round, but technically he moves on to top 16.
Okay.
So the next round where he will be going against Minowa, he cannot drive. So he has to bow out for this. Minowa gets the win. So he gets Minowa gets a bye run for the next round.
Okay, so essentially he's just moving on for the standings, but Minowa is going to get the win at the end of the day.
Exactly.
There you go.
He won't go any further. So
very unfortunate chain of events that happened there. And you can see right there, that's where he got stuck, got towed off. And very unfortunate for his team. You could see how they are bummed because they rushed to get it done, 5 minutes to get that work done and knocked out. And this is what happened. So tough break for them. But yes, that ends our top 32 battles. We have our 16 drivers that are going to be moving on for the top 16, but like Robbie was saying earlier, it got pushed back a little bit further because we weren't intending on being this long for the top 32
I will
battles.
promise you that the top 16 is probably going to be better than what we just saw, because there was a lot of things, rain and this and that, and a lot of people making mistakes and stuff like that, but top 16 is going to be really exciting. I can't wait, and I'm ready to see some cool drifting. So thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Right
but
now.
See, like he said that. I didn't say it. So. Yeah. But yes, I'm excited too. We're going to get a bite to eat real quick, get some energy drinks in us, and then we'll be back with y'all here shortly.
Come back.
Please.
Please. Thank you.
Ah,
滑りやすい凍った道でもちゃんと曲がる、ちゃんと止まる、高い安全性能を発揮。
アイスカートセブンにしよう。セブンセブンセブンやる。横浜やる。
革新のカーボンベゼル、Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。